What about me?
We love you too, Pete. Aldi. Good. Different.
Disney and Cameron McIntosh's Mary Poppins is now playing at the Festival Theatre for a limited season. And audiences are absolutely raving. Spellbinding, unforgettable, jaw-dropping, and the Adelaide Advertiser hailed it a breathtaking super spectacle. Final tickets are selling fast. Book now at Ticketek.
Hi, I'm Tim Angove from Supercraft Bedding. We're a small batch manufacturer of high quality mattresses. We decided to advertise on FIVEAA. Whilst discovering and chatting about our journey and our history, it was mentioned to us how cool it was that we'd made a mattress for the Queen. We never thought of exploiting it, but Creative really wanted to bring that to front of mind. It certainly brought us a lot of sales, but also a few giggles along the way. When people were commenting and quoting our ads, we knew that it was FIVEAA that were really assisting our sales. I highly recommend small businesses, especially, to get in with FIVEAA. They're very much South Australian, just like us.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit fiveaa.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's FIVEAA.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, sunny tomorrow and 17. With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. A long-awaited report has been released into mental health services in SA. It's found 19,000 people with mental health issues are not having their needs met. Health Minister Chris Picton says it highlights a few problems with kids and older people missing out.
There's actually probably enough money being spent right across the whole system to be able to access all of these people, but the vast majority of that money is going to a small cohort of people through the NDIS, and the NDIS costs are some 8 times higher than other Commonwealth or state programs. So that's a big discrepancy.
In Victoria, opposition leader says while he agrees that they shouldn't host the Commonwealth Games if it's too expensive, Victoria shouldn't have been signed up to host them in the first place. John Pasuto says the state shouldn't have committed to the 2026 event without due diligence and a proper business plan.
And for political purposes leading up to the 2022 state election, the Andrews government and his deputy, Jacinta Allen, committed us to a Games. It now seems clear we were never in a position to afford.
Some changes to Medic Alert bracelets. QR codes are going to be engraved on them, giving medics instant access to a patient's records in the event of an emergency. It's a partnership announced today between Medic Alert and SA Ambulance. Australia's economy has escaped relatively unscathed from trade restrictions imposed by China. The Productivity Commission has examined the economic impact of Beijing's tariffs and import bans. It's found the changes reduced our GDP by just $225 million. Commissioner Catherine de Fontenay says industries have recovered at different rates, but the overall trend is promising.
Some commodities like coal were able to bounce back in just a couple of months. Then there's products like wine, where they're what we call an experience good. It takes longer to develop a new market.
Twitter's iconic blue bird has been replaced with the letter X. The rebrand is part of Elon Musk's plan for the app to become a one-stop shop for communication, payments and banking. Social media commentator Drew Benvey thinks those changes are less about the platform's future and more about Musk's personal brand.
The rapid rate of new feature launches coming through audio, payments, connectivity. I actually think that this is less about reinventing Twitter and more about building a brand around Elon Musk's current empire.
A big move from Wesfarmers, which owns Kmart and Target. It'll fold Target into Kmart to make a $10 billion business, but shoppers are being promised stores won't change. It'll only affect the back-end processes like offices and technology. And John Farnham's back catalogue is hot property on streaming services after the Finding the Voice documentary aired last night. He has 7 of the top 10 singles on iTunes and 8 of the top 10 albums. Now turning to 5AA sport, Taylor Walker says he still has the passion to play as he signs on for another year at Westlakes. The 33-year-old Crow is enjoying a strong 2023 and is sitting second on the Coleman Medal leaderboard. Mason Redman has re-signed with the Bombers for 5 years, ending speculation he may return home to South Australia. Port is headed to the AFL Tribunal tonight. The club is fighting the two-match ban handed to Willie Rioli. At the Women's World Cup today, Colombia has defeated the Korea Republic 2-0, and Kaylee McEwen will be swimming for gold tonight in the final of the women's 100 metres backstroke at the World Aquatic Championships in Japan. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Northfield, crash Foster's Road near Grand Junction Road. Marlene Carvey Bus South Road near Henley Beach Road, got a car blocking one lane there, while at Ridgehaven Burst Watermain North East Road near Shepherd's Reed with one lane closed. Busy South Road at St Donald Rabbit Drive, slow Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North with cameras Grant Road Ranella and Green Valley Drive at Greenwith. Telstra's flash sale is on now. Get up to $240 off selected new home internet services over 6 months. Find out more at telstra.com. Sale ends July 31. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tonight, sunny tomorrow 17, showers on Thursday 18, Friday showers easing 16. Right now it is 16 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. On 9 News, the Adelaide woman accused of drinking a litre of wine before she took the wheel, why she says she's not guilty of killing a pedestrian. A high-tech change to SA's Medic Alert system. The scam targeting Coles, Qantas and Telstra customers, and the generic medication swaps delivering the same care with big savings. See the full story live on 9 News at 6 and 9 now.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
It is 5 minutes after 4 on your Tuesday afternoon. Welcome along to the Sports Show. We have a new addition today, which is nice. All three of us are in the room. Timmy Ginniver and Stephen Rowe. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Woo!
Your dreams are
3 days.
Tim,
welcome back. Are you singing?
Well, we're that excited. We're that excited. We missed you. And I'll tell you, the listeners missed you, and especially yesterday, they were screaming out for you. They wanted to vent the spleen and, throw the toys out. You weren't here to help them, and you're good at it, mate. So welcome
I'm back. I am back. Good to be back. I tell you, I said it to Jade. I had my influenza A jab 3 weekends ago.
Ooh.
Guess what I got? Influenza A. So what's the point of vaccines? I'll have a polio jab, thanks. 3 weeks later, polio. I'll have meningococcal jab now. I'll get meningococcal.
Yeah.
I'll have a COVID jab. And I got COVID 3 weeks after.
It's funny, isn't it?
I'm going to turn into an anti-vaxxer.
Maybe you were just unlucky.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Timmy. Hey, it's round 20.
You'll spend more time off there if you do that.
Hang on, mate. It's round 20, Timmy.
Is it?
How many weeks, how many months, how many games have I been waiting for this? And I reckon you're nervous.
Since round 3.
Yeah. I have penciled this in since round 3.
You have.
Showdown 54's here. You lost to Carlton Collingwood. Yeah. You wouldn't want to slip on this one.
No. You did 100% right.
Murray out, Duday out, Rankin out, Rochelle out, maybe Laird.
This is a tough outs.
This is a slippy for you guys because the Crows rally when they got a few out.
Yeah.
They're at their best when their backs are against the wall.
I look forward to that.
I actually had a cobber send me through a ladder predictor. If Port lose every game from here to the end of the year, they'll finish ninth. And it just had me think, because when you're sick, you read everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're sick, all right.
I'm sick. Your president, David Koch, could be Nostradamus.
I'm still scarred by 2018 when we were 11-4 and missed the finals.
Oh, Timmy.
Yeah. Well, we're 14-4.
Yeah.
So that's a bit better than 11-4.
No, but I saw a predictor.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's lots of things.
Crows could get you.
Lots of people.
Geelong at Cardinia Park could get you. GWS are for late.
They're playing real well.
Fremantle's last home game for the year.
Yes.
Could fire the hell up.
Yeah. Probably just scraping by 10 there.
And Richmond are sneaky. I just think that I'm just saying, Timmy, it's round 20. It starts with round 20. You win round 20, you make finals.
Well, why I was so disappointed on Saturday night post game was that I felt like that was a massive opportunity that probably secure second spot for you. And that home final, as you know,
God.
is vital. You're either
You're only playing Brisbane at the Gabba.
You're either playing Brisbane at home or you're
Collingwood
playing
at the G.
Well, no, probably play Brisbane because you finished third. You end up going up to Brisbane. And you don't want to be going up to Brisbane in September. It's a lot warmer, a lot more humidity. So, no, I think that's why I was so disappointed about that.
You'll be right,
I
mate.
think we'll...
I'm only joshing.
I think we'll
Timmy,
recover.
I'm just stirring.
No, good
Still
on you,
not
mate.
well.
Welcome anyway. Welcome back. I'm glad you've been thinking about that. Hey, mate, you got some good news today, and I don't know it's surprising news because he's had a terrific season. Tex Walker signs a one-year deal. He's kicked 54 goals. His best ever 63, so I think he might even get his best haul of goals ever. And here's the great man talking now.
Literally thought this was going to be my last year at the start of the year. I was telling my wife that it was, and she was pretty much laughing at me, saying I've been saying that for the last 3 or 4 years. But we had to come and perform. That was my biggest worry, but I've been able to do that. So it tells you that I can continue to play at the highest level. And the moment I stop performing is probably the time where you look like the end.
That was coming. I think we knew that one was coming.
Oh, still today, I think Crow's most influential player. Probably their most important player.
Nearly won the game on the weekend,
again,
last quarter.
And I still think he's their best player. Dawson and Rankin would say hello to that. But when he fires the Crows win, end of story, his record is fantastic. If you count Tex 2 years as a New South Wales scholarship player, this is his 19th season, it'll be. I mean, that's a Crow.
Forgot about that scholarship thing, yeah.
He's got 26. Well, he's 26 on the all-time goal assists now. Guess who's number one for that?
Goal assists.
So in the whole of the AFL since they've done it for 20 years.
Wow.
It's Eddie Betts.
I was going to say Eddie Betts.
Yeah.
It is. Wow.
Oh, man,
That's
he's had a phenomenal year. Well done, Tex. Send him a text. He's a ripper.
Yeah, fantastic. Bad news, though. You got good news and bad news today. It's a real, and it is a real flip of the coin for Adelaide Crows supporters. Mason Redman has just been announced. He's signed for 5 years with the Bombers. Here's Mason.
Hey Bombers fans, Mason Redman here. Really excited to sign on for 5 more years. Keen as to see what we can achieve in the future, and go Bombers.
Wow.
Heard he was still undecided up until last week.
Yeah.
And because he's such a loyal lad, and he's very, very close to Dawson as far as they live in the same area, they were courting each other as far as the move and all of that. So I love loyalty. I would have loved to have got him, but you know what? Mason Red Dog Redmond, 5 years for the Bombers. He's going to be a gun.
5 years, 5 games to go. I was actually thinking that this wouldn't get done until postseason, and both clubs would be really going for him and for the Bombers.
Yep,
awesome.
Here's the knock-on effect. Tom Doedee will probably recommit. I think that will not that they're like for like, but
I know you're saying
they're like for like. Yep. But what I hope happens from that, the Crows now can throw that sort of money or that sort of
midfielder. You're after a midfielder.
They need a midfielder. And look, I don't know whether they could get a Zach Bailey type, but there's ones out there.
Davies Uniacke played another cracking game.
Go for him. It's about time we got someone from Melbourne back
over to here.
Not just getting back as South Australia.
Yeah.
Go and get him.
That's a very good target.
Throw the kitchen sink at him.
Very good target.
Anyway.
Well played. What would you say? A bit of yin and yang there. Bit of one in the door and one out the door.
Well, they never had the one in the door. A bird in the hand's worth two in the bush.
As they say. Okay. Hey, Connor Rowey. I can't believe this. He's going to clock up his 100th game.
Ring a Rowey.
This is amazing. And it's going to be in a showdown. So what better game to play it? But Connor's not worried about that. He knows there's a lot to play for.
That rivalry's been there for many years now, but it's important to just get our season back on track again after a couple of disappointing losses. So we've definitely got bigger things in mind in terms of the season, but we're really excited for this week. We love showdowns. Everyone loves showdowns. The whole state loves it. So yeah, can't wait to get out there and go to battle.
Barring injury, I'm really looking forward to his next 100th game. I reckon he's found a very, very high bar.
Connor Rowey's first 100 games, in my eyes, are as good as any first 100 of any Port player. So I thought, what's your memory like? I went back and had a look. He's already won an All-Australian, the best and fairest, a showdown medalist. He's just getting better and better as a midfielder. Robbie Gray won his first BNF in his 8th season. He's All-Australian in his 8th season.
He had to actually do that knee to become a good player.
And right now, today, he's Port's second best player. I think Treaders has won.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the record.
I'm with you.
Robbie 2. Bokey's not far away. It was his 4th year, Bokey, to get a BNF, and his 6th year in the All-Australian. So he's in that
category.
He's in that
already.
category, mate.
That's amazing, isn't it? Like I said,
he's a ripper.
Very excited about it.
Well, he's only going to get better.
Correct.
Yeah.
We saw Rowey get suspended. He got MRO 2 games. I thought it was similar to Rochelle and thought, well, 2 for 2. Yeah, understand that. We got a lot of phone calls and text messages coming in on the Unique Homestyle Foods text, and one of them, Scott from Westlake, said, hey, how about Dusty Martin's little elbow? What about that one? Use that in your defence. Now, Port are challenging, but whether they can actually get anything overturned there, we're going to find out. That'll start at 4:30 tonight. We'll keep you informed. But on 360 last night, Robbo had this to say.
That's not medium impact. It's just not medium impact. Now, Kasai Picker got 2 weeks for what he did to Bailey Smith in round 1 when he jumped off the ground, crashed into him, and you're telling me this is worth the same 2 weeks? What, careless and intentional, that sort of bizzo? Come on, we've got to look at the act. Now, should he have done it? No. Is it a little shitty act? Yes, it is. But it is minor contact. Take a week, don't do it again, but you can't give a guy 2 weeks for that. You just cannot. We've got to get real a little bit.
Well said.
Robbo for MRO next year. There you go. He's
was
on.
Was it Nathan Murphy, the Collingwood player?
Yeah. I said last
night.
Who's
6'4", flopped like a fairy floss.
I said it was like Mike Tyson hit him in The Hangover.
Yeah.
Like whack.
Yeah.
It was
It
just
was an open
unbelievable.
hand slack. It was medium. Look, you
no
get
doubt
a week
he wanted to pull a free kick. But
for frustration, but you don't get 2 for that. Robbo, well said.
That was a classic, that one. Mate, I know you've been crook, but did you see the washout of the Ashes?
Yeah, wasn't it great?
You were happy, weren't you?
Oh, my God. The la-la that's happening in England.
And Piers Morgan, we had a crack at him last night.
He is a tool.
He's had a massive cry. Yet, it was, I think, 2013, he made this big statement about, it's raining, sucked in Aussies.
Same thing happened 10 years ago.
We're going to retain the Ashes because of that. So, please, mate.
I'm with Merv. Don't give that Piers Morgan any air.
And
Who is he?
Yeah.
He's a talkback dude, isn't
He's
he?
a talkback dude.
Yeah, he is a tool.
Now, we're only 2 sleeps away from the final test. Now, we're going to be serious about this.
Actually, I thought about this laying on my sick bed. I thought about this.
Yeah.
To Piers Morgan and England and all the Silks, Bairstow, you're up there. Actually, the bowling, is Ollie coming back, my mate, the Trundler?
I think you've ruined his
I'd do
career.
this. The Ashes is on the line this last test. You've sooked that much, double or nothing.
Ah.
We're putting it back up. A one-off test, whoever wins takes the Ashes.
Takes the lot.
I would dead set do that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Timmy.
I'd like Nathan Lyon back.
And drop David Warner.
Yeah, well.
But would you do that deal?
Now, this is interesting.
Cricket Australia. You know what? You've sooked that much. Whoever wins at the Oval wins the Ashes.
So, I don't mind it.
Wouldn't that bore it right up?
Now, I complained about our selection, and I said that perhaps we haven't been inventive enough or have enough variety in our bowling, and I've mentioned Nisa right from the first test.
You have, all due credit.
Now, unbelievably, the rumours coming out of town are that Nisa may play, Murphy may play, Cummins may even rest this test out, sit it out. So that's interesting.
His captaincy's been a little bit...
how's your father? Yeah. Now, Michael Vaughan, ex-English captain.
Okay.
He, and I've got some audio here, he reckons there's more surprise bombshells coming.
Well, it's always the case on a rainy day when the journos get a bit bored and you start talking to a few. But the whisper was, and I've no idea where they're getting this whisper, but that Warner, if he plays at the Oval, it'll probably be his last. Again, I'm not too sure where they've got that. And quite a strong whisper was about Steve Smith, that it could be his last time out for Australia at the Oval as well. Again, I've not seen that personally, but it's just the whisper and the gossips. It might be just the rain in Manchester that just gets people talking, but that was the talk of the press box yesterday.
Warner and Smith.
Yeah, I don't know about Smith. I hope it is for Warner.
Yeah.
Oh, look at his numbers. His last 42 innings, he's hit 1 ton. He's averaging 28. He hasn't made enough runs to not be dropped.
Yeah.
And he hasn't made enough runs to be a first selected. I think he should do the honourable thing. You've let me play these 5 Ashes. I'm batting like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to have to drag my family and myself through another summer. I'm just being selfish, because I am selfish.
Could be another book in it.
There could be another book in it.
You got to think of these things, Stephen. You're not thinking like a Warner.
His wife will have a sookie la-la on social media.
You got to get on top of this, mate.
No, I do too.
Give us a call. Get on the unique home-style text. They're flying in. Don't worry, Rowey. They want to talk to you.
They certainly do. Scotty Camporeale is going to join us thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods later on as well in Coach's Corner. Lots to go through with Campos. Sam Powell-Pepper from Port Adelaide, the voice of Formula One at 5:30 tonight. David Croft and our Aussies are really starting to shine on the big stage. Keenan Ramsey from the Roosters and Michelle Escobar was down at Highmarsh Stadium, which you might have been last night, alongside 33,000 others for the FIFA Women's World Cup, which was an amazing spectacle. Plus, don't forget, all week long, including tonight, we still have another double for you to get along to Showdown 54 this Saturday night. So, Crows fans, hang tight. We will give you that opportunity very, very soon. 8223 0000 the number. It is 18 minutes after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. He's the heart and soul of the Adelaide Crows. And each week, Crows legend Rory Sloane sits down with Rowey and Timmy G. Thanks to You Installer Kitchens. Planning a DIY renovation? Visit You Installer Kitchens for custom cabinetry for the kitchen, laundry, linen and much more.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. At Lynn Andrews Real Estate, we've seen a lot of change in the property market over the last 50 years. But one thing remains constant: our passion to help people invest in the future, to build strong property portfolios in commercial and residential real estate. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share with you. We are here to help. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
The Barossa Valley is a great place to visit. You have history, wine, great food, nature, wine. What if you had one extra draw card? Your parents. Retirement units are available in safe and connected neighbourhood clusters just an hour from the city. We're talking about newly renovated 1, 2 and 3 bedroom homes from around 180k to 300k. They get the vine change and you get another reason to visit the Barossa. Win-win. Talk to your parents today about Barossa Village. Find out more at barossavillage.org.
Sam, I've been telling you about this all last week, and I want you to get on board, mate. All right?
Okay.
Get on board. Central District Footy Club, such a brilliant part of the city of Elizabeth. They've been incredible about bringing the northern suburbs community together. They provide a safe, welcoming environment for people of all ages to compete and share the love of footy and learn life skills. I was out there just the other day. Did a game out there. Best steak sandwiches going around.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you. Absolutely love it. And the Ladies Auxiliary Club, well, if they give me one more cornflake cookie, it is amazing. Right now, the Central District Football Club are holding a lottery. Now, they've got some incredible prizes up for grabs. The first prize is your pick of the Hyundai Santa Fe. That's a beautiful car and well worth getting and winning, let me tell you. Or you can have $45,000 in cash, my friend. $1,000. Wow. It could be you whipping around in your nimble new Hyundai SUV or splashing the cash. It's up to you. By supporting the Central District Football Club Lottery, you're not only supporting Centrals and grassroots footy, but half the money goes to Novita. We know how such a fantastic charity they are. It's always been Central District Football Club's charity of choice. They wear a Guernsey with
every year.
Yes, every year they have the Novita jumper. So, and Novita, of course, they support the purchase of vital equipment to help people with disability achieve their goals. So, here's the absolute crunching fact that you've got to get on board.
Let's
with.
go.
There's only 3,750 tickets. That is it.
Not many.
Oh. How's your chances of winning? Imagine if I bought 10, that'd be 1 in 375. So get on board, get your tickets, and head on over to cdfclottery.com.au and get your ticket today. Lottery licence M14290.
If you've had solar for 5 years or more, you might be thinking about electrical independence. Solar tech has had a bit of a glow up lately, so batteries are more affordable and easier than ever to install. If you're not getting the electricity savings you used to, it's never too late to supercharge your solar with a battery boost. So chat to Go Sunny Solar today about how you can make the power shift with our $0 deposit battery plan. Visit gosunny.com.au.
Speak with One Solution and they'll tell you cybercrime is not a big business problem, a government problem, or a small enterprise problem. It's everyone's problem. Ransomware, malware, and adware remain the #1 threat. One call to One Solution will put your business in a safe place. It's the smartest, most cost-effective business decision you'll ever make. Get in touch with One Solution, winner of the National Telstra Customer Experience Award. onesolution.net.au.
Ken Hall Plumbers. We're local, we're family, and we're a trusted South Aussie. Blocked drain? Leaky tap? Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers, 8364 5855.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 23 minutes after 4. Rowey is back alongside Timmy. We'll get to your calls. 8223 0000 very shortly. $50 Powers voucher for tonight's best caller. And the text line for Unique Homestyle Foods going absolutely bananas. We'll get to that in a moment. They've been proudly baking for hundreds of SA businesses for 35 years. But first, here's your traffic.
All right, close to look out for this afternoon at Clarence Gardens. That's due to a police incident South Road near Edward Street. Ridgehaven, Carrador Building, Golden Grove Road near Hazel Grove. And Northfield, a crash there, Foster's Road near Grand Junction Road. Busy South Road at St Donald Rabbit Drive. Slow Marion Road at Anzac Highway. With cameras today, Grant Road, Ranella and Green Valley Drive at Greenwith. This July, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. With 15 stores located in Adelaide, they'll look after you. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yes, welcome back. We've got the Unique Homestyle Foods text line going. Hi, Timmy and Rowey. I was at the FIVEAA game last night between Brazil and Panama, and I was a volunteer there. It was awesome, says Sally, and so's our next caller, Max. G'day, Max.
G'day, Timmy. Welcome back, Rowey. I was down there too last night, down at Hindmarsh there. It was really, really good night. All the FIVEAA dressing up of the Hindmarsh Stadium, all everything being set up, the nice flag setups with the counterweights up the top, just really lifted the fact that we've got a really good stadium here to begin with. And then to have it with that sort of spectacle for the World Cup, I think we're well and truly blessed as, you know, as much as we're a bit smaller compared to in the East. I think we did some good service to the ground there last night. It was great to go see something of the, you know, international standard there as well. It was great talking to some of the Panama supporters before the game and listening to what they had to go through to come across, as well as the Brazilian groups, and waiting by the entertainment centre, seeing them come off the tram. It was just really good. Bit weird being a neutral there, but it was good.
I thought it was brilliant, Max, and the colour and the noise and everything else that went with it. We got a little grab there of what was happening. That was me, Rowey, Saturday night. So it was a good show. You got the wrong grab, mate. Yeah, you do.
You get swept
you
along.
do, and I tell you,
I love the soccer.
We had Jessica Braithwaite on last night from Channel 9, and she was right in amongst it. It was fantastic. You could hardly hear her. So I love the atmosphere they create, and what a game. 4-0 too. They absolutely ripped through them. So fantastic stuff. Let's go to John. G'day, John. You got a comment about the Ashes, mate?
Yeah, g'day, fellas. England 2-0 down, came back, won a tight one. 2 of the first 3 probably could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, Australia won the Ashes. Stop talking about it, England. And if you really, really, really want to display spirit of the game or the spirit of cricket, pack up your little shitbox urn from Lords, put it on a plane and send it back where it belongs to Australia, because they get away with this every time. It's too fragile to travel. What a bunch of sooks. Put it in a heavy-duty case, stick it on a plane, so the next time the Ashes are here in Australia, it can tour all the grounds that a test match is played at, and all the Aussies actually get to see the little piece of crap.
Well done, Johnny.
That is the best call of the year.
Wow, that was
$50 Powers voucher right
straight there. Well played.
I've been to Lords up the top.
You've
and
seen
it? They are tiny.
Yeah, it is
the smallest
tiny,
little thing.
Yeah, but
it's what they mean.
Well, Kendall doesn't quite agree on the Unique Homestyle Foods text. Australia are the sooks. Went to water at Headingley, at Old Trafford. Hope the Aussies play Warner. What a liability. So, yeah, there you go. There's the counterpunch.
Ro, I often criticise you, but that flog Piers Morgan makes you sound like Marcel Marceau.
You are struggling at the moment.
You know what? I've missed my listeners.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And they love them.
Yeah, they
and
do
I miss
love
this
you.
bloke.
Well, Wally the Walnut, what about him? Walk the plank, Warnie. You're batting like Rowey's voice. Stuff.
No, it's not that bad. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, boys.
Good, buddy.
Well, 1970 or 1980, Mike really wouldn't even put the Ashes on the line. So
there you go.
There you go. 1970 or 1980 after the World Series.
There you go.
But on this gutless keyboard coward, having a crack at Junior Rowey, Willie Rowey.
Yeah.
What is going on? Here we are in 2023. They, not just the fact that they produced some brilliant footballers, and neither of our two clubs, make no mistake, would have won an AFL premiership without the Indigenous lads. Your best player, 97, 98, Rowey, in Andrew McLeod, the brilliant Andrew McLeod. The Port Adelaide blokes, the Burgoyne boys, Wanganeen, Byron Pickett, of course, an All Smith medalist. Neither of us would have won an AFL premiership by now if we went to the Indigenous lads. And just, some of them, I live in Port Augusta, obviously. I've got some Indigenous friends. And, they are some of the most beautiful people, and I get emotional about this, and they get upset, and I, as part of white Australia, gets upset. I've got a gut for these keyboard cows. What would a good mate of yours, and you've always said the best player you've ever seen is Stephen Michael.
Correct.
What would I be saying, Rowey? Thanks, fellas.
He'd be filthy, John. Thanks. It's passionate. Well, the only way we're going to curb or stop racism towards our stars is to catch them. We need to name them, shame them, and ban them.
Some of them didn't even bother with the anonymous accounts. It was just outrageous.
But with all this IT now and all this social media stuff and what you can do, I mean, my wife was telling me if you pay for a sponsored ad on Facebook, I don't know how that all works, and then you're using that keyword, let's just say windscreen, a complete windscreen ad will pop up on your Facebook.
Spot on.
Now, if they can do all that sort of technology and stuff, why can't you find some low-life scum troll who writes garbage like that and vilifies people? Why can we not find them?
I think then it's not just about banning them from memberships or banning them from ovals, it's actually putting criminal charges on them. That's when it will start to get serious, putting criminal charges on them.
Yeah, okay.
Stop that. Stop it.
Yeah.
I remember a mate of mine said, it's speeding, Timmy. If they said it's $10,000 to speed, would you speed?
No.
Absolutely not. So get hard.
29 minutes after 4, we're going to get to the headlines, and then Sam Powell-Pepper to join us next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
5AA Breakfast.
Totally park the umpiring issue. You go around in circles and you can find any little moment in a game where you can argue the toss. I reckon the bigger issue, though, the bias issue in the AFL goes to scheduling.
Informing Adelaide.
It goes to the monopoly that the MCG has on hosting the grand final. I mean, the best example right now, Collingwood don't leave Victoria for the next 5 weeks.
That's correct.
So they're running to the finals.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Voter enrolment has surged ahead of the Voice to Parliament referendum later this year. A warning as scammers turn their focus to loyalty programs. Victoria's Premier may be asked to appear before an inquiry in federal parliament to answer questions about the cancellation of the Com Games. And in sport, Taylor Walker is staying with the Adelaide Football Club for another year. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Clarence Gardens, road closed there due to a police incident, South Road near Edward Street. Richhaven, Carradoo building, Golden Grove Road near Hazel Grove, and Northfield crash, Foster's Road near Grand Junction Road. Busy South Road at Sir Donald Bradford Drive, also Tablers Hill Road at Glenelg North, with cameras Hub Drive, Aberfoyle Park, and Kester's Road at Parry Hills West. Harris Scarf's 4-day Friends exclusive sale ends this Thursday with 50% off selected Manchester, including brands like Tontine, Sheridan, Linen House and more. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear tonight down to 7, sunny tomorrow 17. Right now it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
Shane here from Adelaide Exposed Concrete, locally owned business, family business, been operating in the southern suburbs now for the last 5 or 6 years. We got to a crossroads in our business where we thought we needed some more help with some more branding and getting in front of more clients. So we thought radio advertising. And we were lucky enough to meet the great people at 5AA who came on board and showed us the way of how to brand our business better and to find more leads. And so far, it's been terrific and we will never look back. And now that we're a part of the 5AA family, I think we'll be here for a long time.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. For a limited time, they're giving away a free $50 cyber safety voucher that you can use towards any cybersecurity product. Use your voucher for the Norton 360 Premium, a 1-year subscription for one device, or the Trend Micro Device Security Pro. The best part? You can get either of these premium cybersecurity products for $0 with the voucher. It's more important than ever to safeguard your digital life, whether you're browsing the web, shopping online, or accessing your favourite social media platforms. Protect yourself and your devices with industry-leading cybersecurity solutions. Hurry, this fantastic deal ends on August 17th. Take control of your online safety today by visiting Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Hello, I'm Tex Perkins.
Tex Perkins, the man in black, is back, performing the legendary songs of Johnny Cash in a brand new show.
Burning ring on fire.
Tex brings the hard-living country legend to life, performing the songs and stories of Johnny Cash as only Tex can.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
Tex Perkins, the man in black. Friday, November 3 at Her Majesty's Theatre. Tickets at texperkins.com.
I walk the line.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Live on stage, Tom Burlinson sings Sinatra with his Big Show Band. Saturday, September 16 at the Capri Theatre. Book now, capri.org.au. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
26 minutes to 5. Scotty Camporeale's in Coach's Corner after 5 o'clock. Plus, we still have your chance to win showdown tickets to this Saturday's game. Protect and improve your business with one solution. They are winners of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award. Timmy?
Absolutely. Port Adelaide went down by 2 points to league ladder leader Collingwood on Saturday night, but I don't think they lost any fans out of it. It was a hell of a contest and one that perhaps got away, but we got one of the fan favourites on the line and one of mine, Sam Powell. Pepper, g'day, mate.
Hey, Timmy, how you going, mate?
Excellent, excellent. Firstly, mate, I just want to congratulate you on your year so far. It's been incredibly consistent. I want to ask, you play the high half-forward role. Now, everybody says that's the toughest role in AFL. How have you become so consistent at it? What's your secret?
Yeah, so I've played most of my career up in the midfield, but a couple of years back I got pushed to forward, and I've taken it with both hands. And thanks to Kenny and Nathan Bassett and Chad Corns, they've really helped me understand the role really, really well. And yeah, I'm really loving it.
Do you love the Port fans as much as they love you?
Yeah, I love the Port fans. They show me a bit of love. So yeah, I really do appreciate them there.
I swear, mate, if you jumped the fence, they would like crowd surfing. They would just push you right over the top to the bridge, I reckon. They love you that much. Hey, that goal that you kicked, the first goal of the game, you just came through crashing and get rid of this bloke, get rid of that bloke, and then snap it on the outside of your boot. That's outstanding.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Yeah, I had a shot on goal literally a minute before that and kicked it out of the full. So yeah, I was pretty happy to kick it through the big stick. So yeah,
I forget about that. Don't worry about that one. Hey, what I love too, I reckon in the last 2 seasons especially, you've just learnt the balance between your attack, and your attack's fearless, but the fend off versus the first give. I reckon you've got that balance right.
Yeah, I started off the start of my career. I was kind of leaning more towards the send off, and had to learn pretty quickly that you can't fend everyone off. So it's important to have that balance, and yeah, it's good to use it whenever you can.
Pep, it's not just Port people that love you, mate. It's neutrals maybe like me. You're easy to love about how you play the game because you play it the right way. Over the border, they call you Sam Powell Pressure, but I have a look at your numbers. Ball in hand, you hurt the opposition, not only when you don't have it. Your goal assists, you're hitting the scoreboard, and your score involvements. You've really worked on that part of your game as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you get at the end of the year, you try and you look back at how you went and things you can improve on. So, I'd do the crash and bash type of things, but I really look to improve my game in other ways, and I think I've really done it this year, and hopefully I can keep it up for the rest of the season.
Do they send you up to that midfield stoppage regularly? Is that part of the role as well, Pep?
Well, I don't think I've really been up to many centre bounce stoppages or anything like that this year, but when I do get sent up, I relish it, and I like to hit through the stoppages and whatnot. But most of my time's up forward, and I'm not complaining about that.
What did they do in the review? Did they spend much time on the game, or did they just say, look, there was so much to like about what we just did, and we should get the confidence for the next time we meet?
Yeah, it was a really positive game review, and obviously we looked at all the positives, but if we want to be a great team and beat those good sides, we've got to polish up on a few little things. So, overall it was very positive, but we're looking forward to playing them later on in the year.
Yes, let's hope the one day in September.
Didn't you get told to bring your A game? Do you think you did? We were told to bring an A game, and I felt like we did that, and you did.
Feel like we controlled the game at the most part, but they took their chances when they had them, and could have went either way, but they got the job done on the night.
Rowey mentioned about Sam Powell pressure, which I loved, but I reckon there's a real pressure pack, and since DBJ went down there, yourself with McEntee and the like, that pressure that you're able to put on in the forward line is great. There was a stat that just blew me away on the weekend. Port had 15 tackles inside 50. Collingwood had 2. I was just stunned by that. You reckon there's any reason on that, Sam? Or I love our stat, but they only had 2. I was stunned by that.
Yeah, we really pride ourselves on that, especially obviously the pressure, but the forward 50 tackles as well. It's something we really focus on, and our tall forwards, bring the ball to ground, and then it's our job to get after them once it does hit the ground. So, like you said, DBJ, Jed Nascenti, and also Frankie Evans coming to the side, and Junior as well. So we're all like a little pack, like you said, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Hey Pep, round 20, showdown 54, Saturday night, Crows Home showdown. They're depleted. God, you wouldn't want to drop this one. Like that,
mate. You know how it is. The showdown doesn't matter what position you're on the ladder. It's always a cracking game, and I'm sure. We're definitely not going to take them lightly, but we're really looking forward to it.
How many you played now, Sam? You would have played quite a few.
Didn't take the bait, Pep. Then
he's too professional.
He is.
But how would you describe showdowns compared to the normal minor round game? Is there a difference? And if there is, why?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference, and it's got that finals-like feel about it. But it's also, the team who wants bragging rights. When you go out a couple of days after the showdown, you want to be able to walk into the coffee shop and and hold your head high. But when you have people like Chad Corns and Josh Carr and stuff at the club, they bring a bit of passion, and they get you pretty pumped up for the game. So, we're really looking forward to it, that's for sure.
Connor Rosie's 100th, you might want to talk about that, Pep, but is it yours next week?
What's...
Your 100th game?
Nah, Connor Rosie, it's a big achievement.
Yeah.
I think, I've played probably about five seasons with him now, and I've loved watching him play. So hopefully we can get the job done for him as well. And
well done.
Hey mate, I know you got a lovely little daughter. Your partner is Briar, is it? Briar?
Yep, Briar. Yep.
You got another bubs on the way, is that right?
Yeah. So we're any time now, or if baby's not here before Sunday, we'll go in Monday. So.
Oh wow, awesome, mate. So that's number 2.
Yeah, just around the corner.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And you're enjoying
Do you know
fatherhood?
what it is?
Yeah. Is it a surprise?
No, we're not sure. Yeah, it's a surprise this time, and
good.
We're not sure what it is. Just hoping for a nice, healthy baby. But every father would be lying if they said they didn't want a son. So.
Well, Pep,
that's exciting,
If
mate.
it comes out for a spout, it might be soldier down for you, mate.
Mate, well, look, do the right thing, get the win on Saturday, and then you can relax and have a baby on Monday. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds beautiful, mate.
Well done, buddy. Sam Powell Pepper, one of our favourites. All the best on the weekend, mate.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
You've asked me this before. If there was one bloke I'd take from Port, I'm taking him. Because I think he's going to end up being a gun midfielder.
Well, I'd love to see
I know
that.
you got Rowey,
I'd love to see that.
Butters. He's a midfielder.
That transfer could come very shortly.
He is a midfielder.
Of course, Sam Powell Pepper and Port Players brought to us by, cybersecurity and workflow have never been more important than right now, so don't mess around. Get in touch with our friends at One Solution. They're the winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
There would be a bit of pressure down at Port, but...
Yeah, there always is.
If you think about the last showdown and the loss and the fallout of being untenable...
Yes.
Ooh, you wouldn't want it to happen again, Timmy.
You reckon? Yeah.
Round 20.
Yeah, well,
good, you're not going to bite either.
Well, I don't think it'll happen
came
again,
back
so that's
especially
why I'm
for
not
this.
worried about it. Yeah, I've got no concern whatsoever.
It's time for 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
Now, Rowey...
It certainly is.
I know he's complained about my segment, but now it's changed.
Okay.
Just for you. So, Crows fans, if you're sick of hearing about 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Quiz for the Locker Room, well, don't worry.
This is a
time,
Crows one.
We've got a Crows theme one.
About
okay?
time.
And 7 questions,
About
Crows questions. You get a chance to win a double pass to Showdown. So, how good?
It's sold out.
Can't get tickets.
These are Ducks, you know what, tickets.
Nuts. Correct.
Crows supporters. Or anyone for that matter.
Yeah, but...
If you want to go...
Get on
Timmy's
board.
Lucky 7. This week I do like Timmy's Lucky 7.
back.
Every other week I don't.
You love it this week.
But this week I love it, Timmy.
He's back.
8223 Get on the line. We'll play the quiz next. Here's your roads.
At Clarence Gardens, got a road closed due to a police incident, South Road near Edward Street. Ridgehaven, Carradale Building, Golden Grove Road near Hazel Grove, and Northfield, there's a crash, Foster's Road near Green Junction Road. We are slow, South Road at Sir Donald Rabbit Drive, quite busy at the moment, Marion Road at the Anzac Highway, intersection with cameras Main North Road, Mawson Lakes, and Main South Road at Oldham Lunga. Want free customisable invoices? With MYOB, you can send them in seconds, see who's paid and who hasn't, and they'll chase up the payment. Try MYOB for free today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. Adelaide's favourite southerner, Fitzy, joins 5AA Breakfast each Friday with his AFL footy tips, thanks to Terrain Tamer Parabolic Leaf Springs. For a comfortable ride in your four-wheel drive, terraintamer.com.
Cold mornings. A nice hot shower. If your hot water stops, give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers, your local plumbers since 1983. Hot water replacement? Give Ken a call. 8364 5855.
We love our vast, rugged country, but out here is no place to break down. For 50 years, the team at Terrain Tamer have been engineering, testing and manufacturing off-road four-wheel drive parts. Over this time, we've learnt what is reliable and how we can strengthen a vehicle to ensure a safe journey. With Australia's largest range of four-wheel drive parts, we're the four-wheel drive specialists. So you can be sure no matter where you are in Australia, the Terrain Tamer team will be there to help you get home. With Terrain Tamer, you're in safe hands.
Now, don't let the name fool you. Adelaide Direct stationers may be all Adelaide, and very direct, but they're much more than that. And they're much more than stationary. They can actually help save a life. My favourite word's coming up in a moment. Every workplace should have a defibrillator on site.
Hey.
There we go. At Adelaide Direct
right?
stationers,
No,
about time.
Say it again.
And make it easy with one of these two incredible heart-sign AED packages on offer. Now, it is a very serious subject because if somebody has a heart attack on site, you need
to do this.
You need the defib right there. So complete with standard wall cabinet, signage and a premium prep kit, packages start from $1,945. That is worth every day of the week because you're saving lives. That's what it's about. So key features to these life-saving defibrillators include
God, you're locking up
simple
on it,
operation.
Timmy. Just let it out, mate.
Defibrillator.
There you
we
go.
Hey.
Simple operation, visual and audio prompts, a fast shot time.
It's round 20.
An 8-year warranty on these.
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
need 8 years to get this
There you
right.
go.
Plus, when you order your heart-signed AED package through Adelaide Direct stationers, you'll get free next day delivery. So how good's that? now and save. Whatever you need, Adelaide Direct Stationers have got it, with the same day 2-hour express delivery also available. Visit adelaidedirectstationers.com.au.
To celebrate 70 years in solar, SolarHeart is giving you the chance to win a Tesla Model 3 electric vehicle worth up to $70,000. Simply buy a SolarHeart solar power system, SolarHeart water heater, heat pump or home battery and enter for your chance to win. Get smart. Get SolarHeart. Terms and conditions apply. Visit solarheart.com.au for details. Open to AU residents 18+. Ends 30th of September 2023. SA permit T23/871.
As you get older, often the best place to receive nursing care is your home. For nearly 130 years, RDNS Silver Chain has cared for South Australians in the comfort of their own homes. If you have Commonwealth funding for aged care services, we can help monitor, treat and manage your medical issues, even your medication. For hospital-level nursing care, home delivered, call 1300 364 264. RDNS Silver Chain. Health, human, home.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
11 minutes to 5. Campo to join us after 5 o'clock for unique home style foods, but it's time to do this.
It's time for 7-Time Timmy's Lucky Sevens.
Well, Kim at Burton, here's Timmy.
Hello, Kim. All right for these tickets, Kim. First
Hello.
question is, my friend, who scored the most points in showdown history, the Crows or Port? So it's a 50-50 here. Who scored the most? Crows or Port? Did you say Port?
Port.
Oh,
Sorry, Kim.
This is a Crows lucky seven.
Yeah.
There's a tip.
That's the tip.
There's a tip.
G'day, Phil.
The Crows, boys.
Congratulations, Phil. Number 2 question.
Read them out, but read them out. The
Which
points? Read the points
Oh,
out.
the points were 4,771 to 4,636.
Wow.
It's close.
Can't believe you
Said
didn't get
about
that,
80
Phil.
different. Thanks, Phil.
Phil, question 2. Which former Crows or Port coach has coached the most showdowns?
Yeah, I reckon that's with Ken Hinkley.
He's close.
second.
He's second. Yeah, sorry, Phil. Daniel.
Oh, sorry, what was the question? Sorry, gentlemen?
Yep, the question is, which either Crows or Port coach has coached the most showdowns in history?
We're talking current coach?
No. Well, this one isn't the current coach, but no.
Okay. Neil Craig?
No.
So that's a good guess. He's third.
That's a good guess. It's similar era. Let's go to Ron. Hello, Ron.
How you going, boys?
Who's coached the most showdowns ever? Long-term coaches for either Port or Crows. Who could you think of? Neil Craig was already mentioned, and that's a no.
And maybe you were wrong, Ron. Just don't be wrong.
I'll have to go for... I'll go Sanderson.
Well, you're definitely wrong there.
Alan Scott, you were wrong.
Yeah, he's only coached for about 3 years. Paul, g'day, Paul.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Who's coached the most showdowns?
Mark Williams.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Thank you for that, Paul. Who wears number 3? Oh, sorry. Question 3. Who wears Guernsey number 22 for the Adelaide Crows this year?
Isaac Rankin.
He's done his string of
Notch.
MD.
Well played, Paul.
That's a big out.
Number 4, big
Massive
big
out.
Who won the only ever showdown final?
Crows.
Correct. Smashed us.
Hang on,
83.
how many points, Paul?
83, all right.
Thank you.
Oh, he just wants me to say it, Paul.
It wasn't the 119 at least.
Thanks for that, Paul.
Nice.
Gee, we're getting smashing tonight.
Love you, Paul.
Which
Might as well
Adelaide...
just give me the tickets, Rowey.
Come on, 3 more.
I'm going to ask a real hard one. Which Adelaide Crows great holds the club record for most goals in a season?
This is easy.
Oh, gee.
So, in the history of the Adelaide Crows...
history of the Adelaide Crows. Tony Modra.
Correct.
There you go.
Yeah, spot on.
129.
You're 2 questions away, Paul.
Come on,
Who
Paul.
won the last Adelaide v Port Adelaide slowdown in 2015 at Adelaide Oval? So the charity game for Little Heroes. It was Port Crows. Who won the last one ever in 2015?
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm going to have a stab. I'd say any hints, Rowey?
Well, just go with your gut feel.
I'd say Port.
Yeah!
Spot on, mate. Thanasi Kokonakis played for us.
Did he?
Yeah, I played at 50 years of age. Here we go. Question 7. Who was the captain of the Crows in 1995?
Think about it, Paul.
Yeah, because that's the first year Cornsey was out and Robert Shaw was in.
Correct.
Yeah, it was out, so that would have been Mark Rashudo.
Ooh.
Paul, so sorry.
So close, Paul. Graham,
Bone
you can
out
just come
and
in.
who in?
You can just come in around the outside and take this one.
Is this me?
It is you, Graham.
Is it Mark Beckley?
No.
There was one in between.
Yeah.
Eugene.
Because it was, yes, correct. Eugene?
Boys, I reckon Blighty got rid of him. I reckon it was Tony McGuinness.
Spot on, Huge.
Well done, Huge.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. You come in very late there. You've got the tickets, my friend, to this week's showdown. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.
Well done, Eugene.
Huge
Felt for
well
Paul.
done.
He did a lot of hard work
God.
there. A
He
lot
did
of
the heavy
lifting, didn't he?
Got a unique home-style food text. We've got the food out there because Campo's in after 5. How's this, Row? Can you stop banging on about this showdown? I'm that confident about this showdown.
Yep.
I'm tempted to play this.
Oh, no. Don't you dare.
No, don't.
No,
Don't
not
you
gonna
I'll
touch
get
it.
it. I'll get a death threat. Hey, French star and PSG striker Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe, the French player.
He's
of
been
course.
offered to play in the Saudi Arabian league. They got more money than brains, this Bob. It's a peanut league.
But it could be very
it's
good.
reported his income, 700 million euros.
They've offered him. Has he accepted?
Well, it's been offered,
not
but
yet.
whether
Not
PSG
yet.
will let him go or make him sit, that's 1.15 billion Australian dollars per season.
That's ridiculous.
Or $130,810 an hour.
An hour. And you think about like
Or
live golf and you think, oh, the
3.11
140 million Cam Smith got was great.
$3.11 million a day once he signs.
What?
Wow.
God. Hello, Tracy.
Wow.
Hello, how you going?
G'day, Tracy.
Tell you what, listening to that amount of money, that's just obscene.
It is obscene.
$36 a second, Tracy.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice, but I'd never see it.
Yeah, Rowey said he wouldn't take a pay cut for anyone.
Yeah, it's a pity Redmond's not coming, but I understand he wants to stay where he is. But in a way, for me, it's a good thing.
Okay.
We've got great kids in the Sandful ready to come up and play. We've got, I've forgotten his name, the young Irish guy.
Markane?
He can thump the ball and he can run.
Yeah, he might be in this week. Him or Ball Ace.
Exactly. And of course,
had young
we're down
Curvis come
to
up. He played well.
He was good.
He's good, and we've also got young Parnell. We've got I've forgotten his name again.
Ball Ace.
But thank you, Borlase. Yeah, I watched I was at the Sample game for the first half on Saturday. He is good. It's the first time I've actually seen him play.
It's had a good
I've
season.
seen him play on TV, but wow, he can play. He's
He's
good.
got to get a crack.
Very good over here.
He's got to get a crack this week. Thanks,
gets
Trace.
plenty of it. Well done, Trace. She's been a good contributor. Loves her Crows.
So we'll have the teams Thursday, Saturday night, isn't it?
course,
We're hearing
yes.
Max Michelini will definitely be back. Jake Saligo. But out of the team, Nick Murray with his ACL. I didn't get to speak about this.
The injuries are horrible.
He walked out of his scan thinking he's playing the showdown. An hour later, he's out.
He's out for
He is a lovely lad.
Look,
Good mate with my
the
little
thing about
Jimmy.
him is you're building the back line around him. He's going to be set up back for a long time.
So Nick Murray's out, Tom Duday both with an ACL, Isaac Rankin and Josh Rochelle, their two best small forwards. Rory Laird, if he doesn't get up, that's a bit of talent. Forget the names, that's talent.
It is.
Sounds like Laird will get up, though.
I think he will.
50-50.
Yeah, I think he will, but he's got a shoulder.
But you've got a lot of...
God.
You know what it did do?
I'm still confident.
Gave guys a go who performed. And Luke Nankervis was one of them. So it's funny what happens when opportunity pops its head up. You just don't know what's next.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before we go to the break, Willie Rioli's tribunal hearing is underway. Rioli has pled guilty to striking. However, he's pleading that the conduct was careless, not intentional, and the impact was low rather than medium. Now, if he gets both of those arguments in his favour, he'll walk away with a fine. If he only gets one of the two, it'll be a one-match suspension. That's what they're fighting for at the moment. It is 3 minutes to 5. Campo next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Jo. I'm a registered nurse and I work with St. Louis Home Care as a clinical care coordinator.
St. Louis was started by my great-grandmother and is one big, happy family with lovely staff just like Jo.
The people that work for St. Louis are very loving and caring.
Whether it's personal care, preparing meals, shopping, home maintenance or social activities, we help people stay at home for longer.
If you're interested, come and join us.
Google St. Louis Home Care today.
It may not be that exciting to learn that Playford Pavers are one of the few companies that still make their own pavers on site. Riveting, isn't it? But what if I told you that because Playford Pavers make their own pavers for driveways, entertaining areas and pathways, you pay a lot less? How good is that? Pay less at Playford Pavers. Visit playfordpavers.com.au.
The high-tech home of tomorrow has a new name. It's not Siri or Alexa. It goes by the name Jim. Add data, security and complete connectivity to your home with Jim's antennas and security. Start by asking Jim to boost your Wi-Fi for streaming TV and gaming. It's easy with integrated cables and extra data points. Jim can make sure your free-to-air channels are crystal clear too. For a high-tech home, just ask Jim. Hey Jim. Jim's antennas and security.com.au.
It's always been my happy place. When the old arthritis set in, I thought my gardening days were over. Suffered for a while, actually. Nearly kicked myself when Carol told me about the joint replacement clinic. There's no gap to pay with health insurance and everything's included. Transport, physio, aftercare. They really look after you. Turns out I didn't need to fork out a cent to keep my trowel.
Ask your GP or visit thejointreplacementclinic.com.au. Renewing mobility, restoring life.
Babe, why is there a boat in our driveway?
Yes.
And new golf clubs in the laundry?
Right, well...
And do you know anything about a holiday booking in the Maldives?
Yeah, babe.
Did we win the lottery?
Babe.
Did you get a promotion?
Babe.
Oh no, you're having a midlife crisis.
Babe, chill. I went to Cosco Energy Group.
Cosco?
Yeah, Kozco. They've installed a new solar system on the roof, so now we're saving on power.
Cosco Energy Group, the experts at reducing your power costs. Cosco.com.au. Babe, why is there a motorbike helmet on the table?
Ahoy, me hearties! It's Barnacle Bill's Bounty Pack! Sumptuous butterfish, prawns and calamari, spring rolls, chips and tartare sauce, and a 1.25 litre Coke, all for just $28. The Barnacle Bill Bounty Pack won't cause a mutiny in your budget. Sensational seafood on a 1.25 litre Coke. Heave-ho into Barnacle Bill today for your Bounty Pack for only $28. Ha-ha!
Fresh from the sea, he's gotta be Barnacle Bill.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight, sunny tomorrow and 17. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. A concerning report into mental health services in SA has found 19,000 people are not having their needs met. The report was commissioned by the former Liberal government to determine the level of shortfall and future investment required. Health Minister Chris Picton says it's found there's a gap in service availability for those not eligible for the NDIS.
There's a lot of work to unpack how we can address those NDIS issues and make sure that more people can benefit not only from the NDIS but from other services across the board.
Voter enrolment numbers across a range of demographics is at an all-time high ahead of the Voice to Parliament referendum. Rhiannon Solomon-Marin has more.
97.5% of eligible Australians are now enrolled to vote, and those levels have skyrocketed over the past 6 months. The number of First Nations enrolments has surged above 90% for the first time ever, and it's the same story with voters in the Northern Territory and people aged between 18 and 24. The Australian Electoral Commission's Evan Egan-Smith says it means more people will have their say in this year's referendum than ever before.
It will be the greatest base for democratic participation that we've ever had for an electoral event in Australia.
The rapid rise is being credited to the success of outreach programs to boost the nation's democratic participation.
The Victorian Premier and his ministers may be asked to appear before an inquiry in federal parliament to answer questions about the cancellation of the Com Games. Alex Riddell reports from Melbourne.
Victorian Senator and Shadow Infrastructure Minister Bridget McKenzie says Premier Daniel Andrews and his ministers must explain why they went ahead with the Games in the first place.
All the ministers responsible, past and present, should be part of giving evidence to this inquiry.
The Premier and ministers cannot be compelled to appear before the inquiry, but could accept a formal invitation. The Premier wouldn't be drawn on whether he would attend.
I haven't received an invitation, so I won't be dealing with completely hypothetical matters.
While Deputy Premier and former Minister for Commonwealth Games Delivery Jacinta Allen has hit out at the federal senator.
Regional Victorians know well Senator McKenzie's record when it came to delivering rorts instead of sporting grants.
The countdown is on to this year's Royal Adelaide show, now just 38 days away. CEO Will Rayner says tickets go on sale next week.
Thinking of the younger demographic, there will be a global superstar joining us this year, so look forward to that announcement next week. But tickets go on sale next Tuesday, the 1st of August.
Barack Obama's personal chef has drowned near the family home at Martha's Vineyard. His body was recovered after police were notified of a missing paddleboarder. Barack and Michelle Obama have remembered the 45-year-old as a beloved part of their family. And Paul McCartney has named his new dog after a Wings song. The former Beatle and his wife Nancy have adopted a rescue in LA and called the pooch Jet. Now turning to 5AA sport, Port's Willie Rioli is fronting the AFL tribunal this hour. The club are challenging his two-match ban. Well, plenty of footy contract action today. Mason Redman is staying at Essendon. He's signed a new 5-year deal with the Bombers. So instead of a move home to SA, he'll be with the Victorian club until at least the end of 2028. Well, Crows veteran Taylor Walker will play on next season, signing a 1-year deal. It comes on the back of impressive form.
It's always good, obviously, to be 33 and get another year, and be able to perform this year. It's always been on the cards to play on. It's just a matter of getting it done at the right time, and we've been able to do that. Still got the fire in the belly and the passion to play.
And the Australian women's cricket team will take on Ireland tonight in the second game of their ODI series in Dublin. Game 1 was washed out. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Clarence Gardens, road closed due to a police incident. South Road near Edward Street. Northfield crash there. Foster's Road near Grand Junction Road, heavy delays. And Ridgehaven versus Waterway, North East Road near Shepherd Street, one lane closed. Busy Eldersmith Road at Main North Road with a camera Main South Road at Morford Vale. Aussie-owned, the Lottery Office has a massive $1.2 billion up for grabs in the USA Mega Lotto. Visit lotteryoffice.com.au now before it's gone. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight down to 7, sunny tomorrow 17, showers increasing Thursday 18, Friday a shower or two 17. Right now it's 13 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. On 9 News, the Adelaide woman accused of drinking a litre of wine before she took the wheel, why she says she's not guilty of killing a pedestrian. A high-tech change to SA's Medic Alert system. The scam targeting Coles, Qantas and Telstra customers, and the generic medication swaps delivering the same care with big savings. See the full story live on 9 News at 6 and 9 now.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It is 6 minutes after 5 on this Tuesday afternoon. Coming up very shortly, the voice of Formula One, David Croft. Looking forward to catching up with him, with our Aussies doing well. Keenan Ramsey from the North Adelaide Footy Club and Moriel Calls, $50 voucher to give away to POWs, 8223 0000. Unique Homestyle Foods have been proudly baking for hundreds of SA businesses for 35 years. It is greatness in the making.
Here he comes again, Camporelli. Camporelli on the move, arches his back, snapshot by Camporelli.
Coach's Corner with Campo.
Yes, Scott Camporelli joins us every week on a Tuesday.
Our favourite.
And it is Unique Homestyle Foods. And if you're watching the live stream...
Are we going to get in trouble for that?
That used to be a pasty. That used to be a pasty.
It used to be.
You murdered it.
I murdered it. That's unbelievable. Anyway, wife's away. Rowey, I didn't tell you. She's gone to Tasmania, so I'm batching basically for a week, trying to look after my daughter who's still with me at home and the other daughter's house sitting, and my son, obviously, he's married and got twins, and I'm 24 hours, I'm a wreck.
Well,
you can least we can do is feed you then. Is that what we're saying?
Thanks, mate. Unique Homestyle Foods, thank you.
Just take 12 donuts home, Bob's the uncle.
That's right.
Campo, welcome.
Done for the week.
Thanks, Rowey. Good to see you back, mate.
Let's start with the Texan. Re-sign.
Yeah,
Good news?
Great news.
It was
Isn't
coming,
it?
wasn't it? It was always coming.
Oh, well, geez, it would have been staggered if he didn't. I mean, you can't do any more than what he's done. And not just this year, what he's done over the last 2 years, to be fair. I mean...
Could be his best goal haul ever.
Absolutely. I mean...
I said he's playing better footy now and a more complete player now. This is last year, and I got shot down.
Who shot you down?
Well, a lot of people.
How dare
His
they?
goal assists, his score involvements, he's marking it. Oh, God.
Yeah, he makes them... And you can't
God,
underestimate,
he's a
once again,
talent.
the leadership as well. In that.
Yeah.
And what happens when you get to that age as well? Like, leave a legacy. So you can leave a legacy as a player, but leave a legacy as a person and a leader.
He's done that.
Absolutely. So these guys, Fogarty, there's no doubt that he's had an influence on Darcy Fogarty. There's no doubt that he would have had an influence on Rankin and the way he trains and prepares. There's no coincidence that forward line. Now, yes, James Rowley and the coaches have an influence, but sometimes those leaders have more of an influence than the coach does because they're with them a lot more.
Yeah, he's a godsend. Rory next, our man Rory.
Well, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that he can still... I think he's still got one more in him. I just think, coming back from a knee...
Not in the midfield.
And I think he can potentially play that sort of still wing. He can add value to that wing and that high half forward because he's still got great running capacity. But not only that, you still need some depth, some leadership.
Experience.
There's still a young group.
They've got a big gap, haven't they?
Yeah, so if you take out... You've obviously got Tex, but you take out Sloane... There's a big drop-off. I mean, Brodie Smith's probably the next in line, like in terms of age. And Brodie's still playing well as also. But you sit there and go, just how much does he help off-field in terms of training, leadership, speaking up? And we heard Brodie last week, Rowey, when I filled in for you, in terms of keeping the coaches accountable.
Yeah, I heard it.
So that's important as well, in terms of getting... And not many players have enough, those things downstairs, to actually go and have that conversation with coaches. So some of that you still need. And what value you put on that, I'm not sure.
Rankin and Murray.
They're heavy losses, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, Rankin was...
That's why it was soldiered down.
I reckon.
Oh, he was special on the weekend. We called the game, Tuggers was there, and it was just like he single-handedly kept them in the game.
First half.
Oh, he was unbelievable. Every touch he had... his goal sense, his pressure was back.
Yep.
He looked like he was back to his best as well, which is disappointing because I thought he had a couple of lean weeks there, but he certainly fought back.
It just seemed to me that they used up all these petrol tickets to get back. They allow these 4 and 5 goal leads to occur, and then they work so hard to get back there. And it was almost as if they're out of puff, and Melbourne would kick away again, and then they'd come back. You got to admire the tenacity to keep coming back, but you just felt like they were just wasting too much energy doing it.
Yeah, well, and energy, you get sapped, Timmy, as you know. When you're inefficient in terms of scoring like they did, and when I mean inefficient, they were bad in front of goals.
5 goal, 10 from set shots.
Correct.
That hurts.
Yeah, and on the flip side, Melbourne, they kicked 12-5.
Wow.
On the flip side. So you can sit there and go, pretty even. But there were still some things that I didn't quite like. We heard Nixie talk about being brave. They weren't brave in the first half. Their blueprint in the second half against Collingwood and the second half against Melbourne. So there's something there that's not quite right early in the games, particularly interstate. And as you said, they are a different team when they play here. They do move the ball.
So what's the word? Cautious, not playing to instruction? Is it gun shy? Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Unless you're in the inner sectum, you're not really going to know what the answers are. But I think it's, you go... Sometimes you keep reading it, you start believing it as well. So they're now 1-7, 1-8 in state, and you're sitting there going, geez, maybe we aren't that good, and then they get freed up at half time and throw caution to the wind, and then all of a sudden the shackles are off. And I've seen that plenty of times. So, once again, there's still a developing list, and they'll learn from a lot of those things as well. And that's why I don't get too upset as to what's happening with them at this point in time. I think they're probably about par. I think they're better than 13th in terms of where they sit on the
8
ladder.
wins, same as last year.
Yeah. So, and I think they've improved not only from a game style but individuals as well. They've improved. So you sit there and let's add some more over the draft. Let's make the list a bit better and see how we go in 2024. Not that they're totally out of it, but I think it's going to be hard from here.
So 5 games to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 games to go. How many you reckon they win to sort of get that? Yep, we've done the right thing. We've advanced the next step. Is it 2 wins? Is it 3?
Well, they've got.
They can win 4.
Well, they've got Port this week.
Win.
That's going to be. It's going to be tough.
Round 20
But
win.
Suns, I think they can get it done.
Win.
I think the Lions up there is going to be tough.
Tough.
Swannies, not sure.
Here, win.
Not sure.
They're awful.
And then they and then they finish with
West Coast. There you go, 4. Said it.
So I think there's probably at least 2. I'm not quite as buoyant as Rowey, but 2 definite.
I like being buoyant.
I think he's still on medication. So.
Yeah, Timmy, I actually am.
But you sit there and the numbers don't lie though. Like
No.
if you look at over their season and where they're at the moment, they're 13th for a reason. Once again, didn't get done in contested ball, minus 17 in that stat on the weekend. They lost ground ball again. They got forced skinny in that first half, so they couldn't move the ball. They allowed 17 marks inside their forward 50. So that's a big number.
That's a big
Most
number.
teams average, or Port Adelaide are actually the best at 13 a game. So you're sitting there going, that's a fair bit more. So there's still some deficiencies, and yes, they lost Murray. I thought Hinge was outstanding again, but there was just some things that I didn't like. Went back to the old, particularly the transition. I thought Melbourne scored way too easy out of their back half. So they scored 65 points out of their back half.
That's a massive.
That's a big number. So, and it came down, and you would have been pulling your hair out at home, Rowey, I suppose. But the intercept marks with Lever and May,
playing in their hands.
You played against them too many times to keep doing that. That's what frustrates me. Any team that does that, it just gets. They're there.
Yeah, and then once again, that's not by design. I'm 100% sure that the coaching group are going. Let's stay skinny and let's kick it to Lever and May and make them outstanding players. But it's the pressure. It's the pressure that what Melbourne put you under, and they take away the corridor. And we said early in the season, you start to get watched by opposition teams a fair bit more, and that's what I would do to Adelaide. And we had this conversation. Limit their uncontested marks, force them skinny, don't give them the corridor, and slow them down, and let's see whether they can score through the contest and stoppage.
Redmond's not coming. Saw that. Signed for 5 years.
No real surprise. I don't think he was the answer anyway. I'd rather save the bickies and go get a A-grade midfielder.
Thank you. I opened the show with that. Yeah. Let's hope they are focusing in on that. They need midfielders, Campo.
Yeah. Well, we saw once again, and Matt Crouch, he did his bit. 10 score involvements, 22 possessions, did his bit through the midfield, light for Rory Laird. Laird, he still covers the ground a bit better. But in terms of metres game, about the same, if you're comparing apples with apples. But, Dawson was he was quiet early and then it pinch hit. But once that initial rotation sort of goes, there's still that uplift of that.
There's no class.
No. And that's
it's actually classless.
Yeah. And so, I wrote that down after the game. So if you have a look at Viney, Petrarca, Brayshaw, Langdon, Pickett, who played more midfield this week.
Yeah, he did.
And a bit
didn't
forward,
mind that.
And Lockie Hunter. And then you go Schonberg, Crouch, Dawson, Sloan and Cook. So if you're looking, and that's just pure names, I understand that. And Adelaide is still developing, but that's the level you got to get to. And Melbourne, don't forget, you still got to throw Oliver in that group. So if you're going to be competing with the big boys, that's the type of dynamic that you need.
This week, Boak, Mines, Butters, Rosie.
Horn
Francis, Drew. I mean, God. Round 20, Tim.
Do you reckon Drew will go to Dawson this week?
Might do.
I would, because I think, one, he's a very good tagger, and he does do it at the stoppage, and that's where I thought Dawson got on top of Port in the first showdown, and I think that's the guy that we got to stop.
Yeah.
If we can stop Dawson in the midfield, it'll stop that link up because he's exceptional, and he's obviously his skill level is exceptional as well.
Well, and that's what he did well against Dacos, and we spoke about it. I think we spoke about it last week about his uncontested possession.
Yeah.
If you take away Dawson's uncontested possession and his kicking, then it makes it tough for Adelaide because he's their number one kick inside forward 50.
Are Collingwood that good? That was a cracking game, by the way. I haven't spoken. That poor Collingwood game, that level was unbelievable.
Well, you talk about list. I mean, they've got stars on every line. That's the thing. Like if one doesn't get, the other one does. They all keep popping up. So they are that good.
They
to
dropped
be honest,
Dash Johnson, who is very dangerous forward and the like. So the forward line, it's
probably
different to
You
everybody
can't
else's.
keep winning those close games. They've won 5 games by less than a kick. They beat St Kilda by 6, Crows by a point, Melbourne by 4, Crows by 2, Port by 2.
So
is that lucky?
No, I don't think it's lucky.
No.
There's no way. Once or twice is lucky, but 5 or 6 is system and belief. That's what they've got.
Yeah, well said.
So to actually, I mean, if they get to grand final day, which
good luck
at this point in time, if it's at 3/4 time and she's a tight one, like they're going to be more buoyant than probably the opposition.
12 of the last 16 they've trailed at 3/4 time they've won. It's quite an amazing record.
12 of 16.
Port Adelaide won by 2 points against Sydney, 5 points against the Bombers, 4 points against Melbourne, and 4 points against Essendon.
So
the only
maybe-
close one you lost was that one.
Maybe that's
so you're not bad
maybe
either.
they run out of luck there for this occasion. Yeah,
But it'd be a worthy grand final. That was a cracking game.
Oh, it was a ripper. And they did, and Port did. I mean, you couldn't really ask for any better. Like, there's not much else that they could have really
It's
done.
just centre clearance last quarter for me. It ended up being 6-3.
Yeah, well, it's so important, isn't it? I mean,
Coincidentally, they kicked 6 and we kicked 3.
Yeah.
So it sort of says centre clearance is vital against them,
Well,
especially.
and to be fair, majority of the year you've been top 2, top 3 in that category. But when you come up against the best, that's when you get shown.
Yeah. It's 18 minutes after 5. We'll come back very shortly with more of Campo thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods. But first, let's check your traffic.
There's a crash to look out for at Paraka, Bridge Road near Wright Road. Ridgehaven, Burstwater Main, North East Road near Shepherd Street with the lane closed. And busy in a couple of spots on the drive home, including Aldersmith Road at Main North Road and South Road at Anzac Highway. Cameras, Martins Road, Salisbury Downs and McIntyre Road at Salisbury East. It's back to school and the Adelaide Central Market is open today. Shop the best fresh local produce, healthy snacks and lunchbox essentials with over 70 traders under one roof. Adelaide Central Market, Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Our Undie Drive is back for 2023.
And we'll be getting behind Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House, raising funds to provide clean underwear for those who are less fortunate.
A clean pair of undies is something we often take for granted, and with winter well and truly here, these people desperately need our help.
So keep listening to 5AA for how you can get involved in our Undie Drive, or head to the website undiedrive.com.au to donate.
Proudly supported by Duncan Bashir Hannon, supporting South Aussies and local charities for over 50 years. Visit DBH Lawyers at dbh.com.au.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. For a limited time, they're giving away a free $50 cyber safety voucher that you can use towards any cybersecurity product. Use your voucher for the Norton 360 Premium, a 1-year subscription for one device, or the Trend Micro Device Security Pro. The best part? You can get either of these premium cybersecurity products for $0 with the voucher. It's more important than ever to safeguard your digital life, whether you're browsing the web, shopping online, or accessing your favourite social media platforms. Protect yourself and your devices with industry-leading cybersecurity solutions. Hurry, this fantastic deal ends on August 17th. Take control of your online safety today by visiting Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you. For a limited time, get 20% off lenses and selected brands at OPSM. Shop the latest range and choose from brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley and Prada. Hurry, offer ends this Sunday. Brand exclusions and further T's and C's apply. OPSM, all about your eyes.
Now, one of the best ways you can see this lovely state of ours, South Australia, is through the dusty windscreen of your four-wheel drive. And if you want to get there, you've got to be TJM equipped.
Correct.
There's no point doing it otherwise. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Now, if you're heading to the Let's Go Caravan Camping Sale at Wavell Showgrounds, well, from the 27th to the 30th of July.
That's this weekend.
Correct. Well done. Jeez, he hasn't lost anything, has he?
Except his voice.
Just his voice.
Except his voice.
Sorry, fuckers.
Make sure you visit the TJM stand in the Jubilee Pavilion. So they got cracking deals on everything that you need off-road, and it includes up to $8,000 off Gen 1 Patriot campers. Now, that's massive, because Gen 1 Patriot campers are Gen 1. They're in stock and ready to go with you on your trip straight away. So save up to $8,000 off your Gen 1 Patriot campers from the TJM stand at the Let's Go Caravan and Camping Sale. I tell you what, it'll be down there. You'll have a cracking time at the Wavell Showgrounds.
Is there anything more comforting than slipping under a wonderful wool quilt? Mini Jumbuck has been making Australia's favourite wool bedding products for over 45 years. And with wool's excellent natural temperature regulating properties, you can enjoy them all year round. And with factory direct pricing, you'll be tempted by our pillows, protectors, Ugg boots and comfy wool clothing too. For wonderful woolen comfort this winter and all year round, choose Mini Jumbuck, Australia's favourite wool bedding products for over 45 years. Open 7 days in McLaren Vale.
You don't have to navigate life after school alone. At Barkuma, we partner with people on the journey to their best life. We're here for you. Barkuma is a specialist in providing NDIS supports for young people living with disability and learning difficulties. Barkuma builds confidence and skills through school leaver employment supports so you can discover your employment potential. To find out more, visit barkuma.com.au because life is better with Barkuma.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes after 5. Campo's here, all thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods. Very shortly, we'll be catching up with the voice of Formula One, David Croft.
Thank you. We've got a few Unique Homestyle Food texts coming through, but we'll go to the phones first. We've got Dean at Hillbank. G'day, Dean.
Hello, how are you guys? Rowey, I'm glad you're feeling better. I had the B version, and I was off for 3 weeks and just flat on my back, mate, so I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it's not the best one. Don't get a jab's my message and all of that.
Don't
No,
say
I did.
that.
I got it 3
It
weeks
helps a
later.
lot of people.
Yeah, but you're not a medical advisor.
Oh, okay.
Everyone gets it
Okay,
later. The jabs aren't very good. I think you should be like, I've had all the jabs too, but I think they create things. But anyway, that's not a problem. What do you think about Matt Crouch on the weekend?
Yeah, Dean, I watched the game. I actually thought he was quite good. And what you got to understand is you're picking a player for clearance contested ball. You're not picking a player that's going to run and carry on the outside. So people get caught up in some of his deficiencies. And I used the Tom Mitchell example in the game. Craig McRae went and got Tom Mitchell because they were not that great at clearance. So they wanted to get better at pure clearance. So they go and get someone that fits that bill that helps them get some field position to get it in there, not lose it and then try and score out of your back half, which is so... I still think he plays this week against a experienced team. I think when Led goes out, Crouch comes in. It's sort of a 2-for-1 punch. If you've got Wines and Drew and some of these guys, I still think that they need, and I think he's probably a better inside mid than perhaps what Sloane is at this point in time. I think they can use Sloaney somewhere else.
Good call there, Let's go to Doug. G'day, Doug.
Yeah, good day, guys. I'm a concerned Crows supporter. This is our 6th consecutive year where we haven't made finals, and with the players that will be leaving in the next 2 years, like Tex, I think Duday's gone, Sloane, probably Crouch will get delisted. I can't see us getting better next year. So we've got to be 7-8 years without making finals. I'm not sure we've got a A-grade midfielder. A lot of these players that were recruited through this rebuild that we've drafted, you can't say, oh, wow, I'm glad we've got him. He's got to be a star, except for maybe one or two. What do you guys think?
Okay, I'll let you answer that, Campo. Rankin and Rochelle probably come to mind, but just got a Unique Homestyle Foods text from Brian saying, can we stop talking about this blueprint and the DNA stuff for the Crows? The facts are 4 of their 8 wins have come from the bottom 4 teams on the ladder and a 5th from another team currently outside the 8. They're playing like a 13th place team because they are a 13th place team. I suppose it goes to Doug's point. Are they as... I'm a bit more buoyant than that phone call or that text, but I don't have to be, I suppose.
Well, I think sometimes, and we talk about the games that they won, yes, they beat some teams that are perhaps below them, and they had their way with them. So sometimes the numbers can get inflated. But, you know, they beat Brisbane. That was really solid. They give Collingwood a run for their money twice. They almost come back to Melbourne. So it wasn't like the teams that were above them have actually given them a real
Not losing by
touch-up.
10, are they?
There was
No.
probably only one or two occasions throughout the year that I can remember, and they had, you know, Bulldogs probably won, you know, and they didn't play that well against Hawthorn, you know, but that ebbs and flows. So I can understand the court and the supporters thinking that, but I still think they've improved, particularly their game style. Some of the individuals have improved, but who was
Doug.
Doug's call was probably right. If you lose Walker in 12 months' time and you lose Sloane in 12 months' time, Brodie Smith maybe 12 months after that, that's a pretty big hole, and you want to hope that those guys that are coming through now
filling up,
that have improved. Yeah.
Okay.
I like their best when they've played their best, with their best 22.
It's been good.
The only knock has always been the quality and the class through that midfield.
And
Now, if they can go to the draft again, let's hope they do when they get a first rounder camper. You did that stat last week, which was brilliant. Or attract someone. Try and track someone of class. Now,
Well,
I know there's Zach Bailey. I know people talk about Elijah Hollands, Ruben Gibney. I mean, there's players out there. I'd go and get that Gibney from West Coast.
Well, they could have had him.
Well, I know they could have, but they didn't.
Well, they gave up the pick for Rankin. He was right there at pick
I know.
5.
This kid's going to be bloody awesome. They need midfielders.
Well, Mark says on the unique homestyle text, Rowey, Justin Reid failed to get the Redmond deal done. Failed on Horn Francis. Failed on Filippo. Didn't contact Lukosius, which is fact. How does the bloke retain his job? Who's the Crows' target now? Very disappointed, says Mark.
Well, I've knocked them for some time, but it's not just Reedy. Sadly, it's a collective. They have a chair, they have a bloke, they have committee members, they have coaches. It's the collective of the club. The CEO even sits on it. I haven't been happy with it.
Okay. Cambo, thanks for coming in, mate.
No worries.
In actual fact, I'm filthy with it.
And feeding me.
In actual fact,
really
they're a
appreciate
joke.
that. Beautiful,
Got me
unique
going.
homestyle food products. It's magnificent. Unique homestyle foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian
Well done,
businesses,
Campo.
large and small, for 35 years. They're hustlers in the baking industry. Visit uniquehomestylefoods.com.au.
It is 29 after 5. David Croft after the 5:30 headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
There's nothing worse than being in a home where it feels colder inside than out. Don't wait until cooler months arrive to get a new heating system installed. Get it done now with an automated system from Cosco Energy Group. It could save you some serious dollars, and you'll never have to layer up to beat the cold chill again. Experience the automated heating solutions at the Cosco Energy Group's interactive showroom, 336 South Road, Croydon Park. KOZCO. Cosco Energy Group.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Live on stage, Tom Burlinson sings Sinatra with his Big Show Band. Saturday, September 16 at the Capri Theatre. Book now, capri.org.au.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. There's been a $150,000 house fire at Elizabeth Downs. A woman accused of murdering her own parents by poisoning them suffered a diabetes attack today just before she was due to front court. Kmart and Target are merging, but only behind the scenes. And in sport, Willie Rioli has apologised for the strike that sent him to the tribunal, but says he was just trying to get separation. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Crash at Felixstowe, look out for the drive home. Haynham Road near Avenue Road. South Brighton, another collision there. Brighton Road near Seacombe Road. And Paraka, another crash. Bridge Road near Wright Road. Quite busy. South Road at Anzac Highway. Slow Eldersmith Road at Main North Road. With the camera Martins Road at Salisbury Downs. Silence the symphony of snores in your bedroom. The iDisc 2-in-1 CPAP machine comes with a free mask this month only. Find them at cpap.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, clear tonight down to 7, sunny tomorrow 17. Right now it's 13 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
Hello, I'm Tex Perkins.
Tex Perkins, the man in black, is back, performing the legendary songs of Johnny Cash in a brand new show.
Burning ring on
Tex brings the hard-living country legend to life, performing the songs and stories of Johnny Cash as only Tex can.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
Tex Perkins, the Man in Black. Friday, November 3 at Her Majesty's Theatre. Tickets at texperkins.com.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years' experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Many people don't know that they don't need health insurance to be treated in a private hospital. Many procedures are more affordable than you may think, and access to a wide range of specialists and services is just a phone call away. So if you're considering surgery, there are various payment options available, and we can arrange a personal quote. If you have questions about paying for your own procedure in a private hospital, give Western Hospital a call on 8159 1200 to discuss.
Need an electrician? Ken Hall Electricians. We're qualified electricians for power points, sensor lights, smoke alarms, rewires and inspections. And we're as local as you. So give Ken a call. Ken Hall Electricians, 8364 5855.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It is 27 minutes to 6. Very soon we'll chat to Keenan Ramsey from the North Adelaide Footy Club. More of your calls, 8223 0000. Thanks to Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals. Looking forward to our next guest. Another big weekend in Formula One.
It is going to be a 7th consecutive win for Max Verstappen. Rosberg, Ascari, Vettel and Schumacher, the only other drivers to make it 7 in a row. But crucially, history is made at the Hungaroring for Red Bull as they win their 12th consecutive race. Max Verstappen wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Records broken, tumbling, and Red Bull are there to celebrate.
Well, joining us for Sky Sport, the voice of F1, he is our cobber. We speak of David Croft. Crofty, welcome.
Good morning. G'day. How are you?
Oh, you great man. Boring. 7 in a row, Max. Red Bull 12. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see you complaining when Australia keep winning the cricket all the time.
Yeah, fair call. We're going to get to that, Crofty, so just hold that thought.
Yeah. But they're dominating, aren't they? I mean, it is a domination at the moment.
Yeah, look, it is, and they've done a very good job since the regulations changed at the start of last year. There are some disgruntled voices from a lot of the fans that say, hey, Red Bull broke the cost cap. They benefited by spending more money than anyone else, and look at the domination ever since that. It's not fair. They cheated their way to victory. They haven't cheated their way to victory. They have designed a very, very impressive car that goes well at pretty much all the circuits, and the upgrades at the weekend, whilst in qualifying didn't stand out, certainly did in the race. Are we looking at a Red Bull clean sweep for the season? Look, that would be something, especially in a 22 race calendar. But on pace alone, you can't see other teams beating Red Bull. It's going to take unreliability. It's going to take a freak upset in strategy or safety car at the wrong time, I think, to dislodge either driver, because it wasn't just Verstappen at the weekend. It was Sergio Perez also showing his pace after a disappointing qualifying where he started 9th to come through and finish on the podium. This is a brilliant car. So this is a car the others have to try and aspire to. And whilst I think the pack have closed up a bit, they certainly haven't closed up enough.
Hey, Oscar Piastri, we obviously love him. He's an Aussie, but it just felt like McLaren might have pitted Lando Norris first and just sort of left him a bit high and dry. I thought I don't know if that was right or wrong.
Yeah, look, at the time, both Martin Brundle and myself thought it was a bit harsh on Oscar, and to try and explain the situation to people. What happened, Oscar was running ahead of Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton pitted, and then McLaren decided they'd pit Lando Norris first. That's not the way it normally works. Normally, the lead driver of a team in the race gets the option to stop first. The undercut was powerful at Hungary as the track was rubbering in and gripping up all the time. And I think Lando's lap rather caught McLaren out. They didn't expect it to be quite so fast. And when they pitted Oscar a lap later, Lando had put down so much pace, he was able to beat his teammate in the pit stops. Now, I suppose you could argue that the curb damage to the floor that Oscar picked up later on in the race made this sort of topic a bit irrelevant. But if I was Oscar, I'd probably be a little bit unhappy with what happened. I'm not saying the team were deliberately trying to favour Lando Norris. I don't think they were. They were more concerned about Lewis Hamilton and the chance that he had of beating Lando. But I do think if I was Oscar, I'd be thinking, well, come on, guys. Lewis wasn't that close behind. You could have pitted me first. As I said, he picked up floor damage and wasn't able to battle and defend his way to a podium later on in the race. But I don't think that result should take anything away from what Oscar's doing this year. I think he's doing a fantastic job for McLaren. He's hardly putting a foot wrong. He's been to a lot of tracks he's never raced at before. Hungary, he has raced at, but not since 2020. He's quiet. He learns well. He observes the track, and I think, at the start of the race, his positioning of the car was absolutely perfect to make the most of his opportunity and to get up into second place. And we will see Oscar Piastri winning races in the future. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. His team are on the up. He is a driver very much for the future and doing a great job in the present. And it's really good to see.
And Daniel Ricciardo, a great performance, really. His first race back. We know that the team he's driving for, the Alpha Tauri, probably not, it's not the Red Bull car, that's for sure. But I thought it was a fair performance first up.
Yeah, look, I think Danny had a really good weekend, to be honest. I know 13th in the race doesn't sound like a great return, but don't forget, he got caught up in that trouble at the first corner through no fault of his own. He was the driver that Zhou Guanyu ran into that then triggered the accident that took out both of the Alpines. And to get involved with that, but still come home and beat his teammate Yuki Tsunoda, I think that was a fine return for Daniel Ricciardo. He outqualified Tsunoda too. He got AlphaTauri into Q2 for the first time in quite some time. They hadn't got out of Q1 at the last three races with either car. Talking to Franz Tost, the team boss, he's delighted to have Daniel back and racing with the Faenza team. He says that now at least he has a driver that understands setup and can give them the best setup opportunities, because whilst Yuki is a good driver, he's still a bit inexperienced in that facet. And it was great to have his smiley face back in the paddock as a racing driver. Yeah. Harsh on Nick de Vries, who, I think deserved a bit more time, but Daniel Ricciardo is a better driver and he's proved that over the years. So well done to Daniel. I'm sure his neck is absolutely killing him as we speak on this Tuesday. And I'm sure he'll have plenty of massages before he goes to Spa, which is a track that every driver loves. But he hasn't got much time to rest and recuperate before we start again.
Sky Sports' David Croft, our guest. Crofty, Sergio Perez out and Daniel Ricciardo in. Any chance of that? Hey?
Yeah, I know that's the one you're all hoping for.
Yeah.
But look what happened to Sergio at the weekend. After some really disappointing results, he came storming through to finish on the podium. Maybe Daniel Ricciardo's presence in that AlphaTauri is acting as a little kick up the backside to Sergio there, and to say, look, we have got options if you're not pulling your weight. I don't think Sergio will be replaced this year. I don't think he'll be replaced next year either. It'll be what happens in 2025 that will be the key here. Sergio's under contract for next year, and I think we'll see Daniel Ricciardo in the AlphaTauri next year, and then a call will be made as to who is the driver that Red Bull go for. And what's interesting, Max Verstappen, his former teammate at Red Bull, saying, look, I've got no problems driving alongside Daniel whatsoever. I didn't want him to leave in the first place. So I think that relationship is strong and solid. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see Daniel Ricciardo come back to Red Bull, but that's a choice for Helmut Marko and for Christian Horner.
Will Lando Norris have to pay for Max Verstappen's £100,000 trophy?
Yeah. 40,000 euros they cost. They're not the work of a moment. Look, I don't know how this works, to be honest. When trophies get damaged, do they come under the cost cap? You know, are trophy damage repairs part of the cost cap? If so, I think they'll be telling Lando to pay it himself. To be honest, and so he should. So clumsy, opening the sparkling wine bottle on the stage in a style which he's become very accustomed to and associated with, and it's very spectacular. But he blamed Max Verstappen for having the trophy too near to the edge. I think that was a little harsh on Max, that one. And the trouble is, these are China trophies. They are they're not quite as sturdy as others. And it took a tumble and broke into a few pieces. I don't think Lando is going to be going hungry if he does have to pick up the tab. Shall we say that?
Yeah, spot on. Just before you go, Red Bull just passed McLaren's record of wins in a season. It's quite a remarkable achievement, but are they beatable?
Well, it's like I said at the start. I don't think they are on pure pace, such as the dominance we've seen of that car. But there are 80,000 individual components on a Formula One car, and any one of them could go wrong at any one time and cost them dear. Weather could be a factor. Spa this weekend, there's a lot of rain about, and you know that could cause issues too. Strategy could cause them troubles. Freak results do happen, but all that put to one side, no, I don't see Red Bull being beaten. No. But there's a lot of things that can affect. A lot of things that can affect a sporting outcome rather than just pure talent. On pure talent alone, Red Bull and Max Verstappen are the standout combination, and the team and driver with Sergio having a chance to, I think, could go on and win all the races this season. But, you know, upsets happen in sport, and, you know, rain comes along to save people and save outcomes.
Here we go.
I'm still not sure.
I can hear it.
Affecting sporting outcomes, rain.
Yeah.
Cheating.
Do you know how sunny it was? Do you know how sunny it was in Manchester on Monday?
We actually got a photo from an Aussie over there on purpose. Yeah, it was unbelievable,
guys,
wasn't it?
You guys were on the ropes, yeah. You were hanging on. If it was a boxing match, they'd have thrown the white towel in on Saturday.
No, spot on.
How did you get away with that?
Just good fortune.
Crofty, it's called the rules, and it happened 10 years ago, you sooks.
It did in 2013, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, you big Crofty head.
Well, good luck at the Oval, okay?
Well, thanks.
I tell you what we'll do, Crofty, I tell you what we'll do. This is how...
nice we are.
It's nice we are as Australians. Forget everything. It's the fifth test. It's at the Oval. It's all or nothing. Whoever wins that wins the Ashes. That's how confident we are.
That would be lovely. That would be absolutely lovely. Guys... Since that Bairstow run out stumping, call it whatever you want, not in the spirit of the game, he shouldn't have been wandering out of his crease anyway. Since then, you have galvanised the England team beyond measure. You have been the best motivation for an England team we could ever have wished for.
Do you know who motivates us?
I don't know what you...
Piers Morgan. Who's he anyway?
Spot on.
I think Piers Morgan needs to lie down in a quiet room for a little bit.
Crofty, you're a star. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Guys, good luck at the Oval. You're going to need it.
Yeah. Well, that was the voice of Formula One, believe it or not. Talking cricket, but all things Formula One as well. Sky Sports' David Croft.
And it is all thanks to Pals as
and we love them. I was sitting here with Jamie and Sam on Friday. I know you were crook, mate, but I sat here and did the whole segment with them, and they're coming back this Friday because they enjoyed it so much. How's that? Now, they're brilliant people. We know that. And if you're after that special drop, trust your pals to have it. Parafield Airport Liquor, it's the home of all things, well, hard to find, where it be wine, beer, spirits, they've got it all. Yep, life's better with your pals.
We'll get back to your calls in a minute, 8223 Here's the traffic.
Few collisions to look out for on the drive home. You'll find one at Felixstowe, Paynham Road near Avenue Road, another one at South Brighton, Brighton Road near Seacombe Road, and a crash at Paraka slowing things up Bridge Road near Wright Road. Busy at the moment, Elder Smith Road at Main North Road, slow South Road at Anzac Highway, with a camera Maya Road at Lonsdale. IGA's price match promise on hundreds of everyday products. They checked, they matched, you won't pay more. Participating stores only. See website for full terms. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sport Show.
Calling all car fans. Need your weekly motoring fix? Join me, Charlie Dixon, Wednesday nights from 6:30 for Driving with Dixon. We talk about all things motoring, cars, car events, racing, anything motoring.
Thanks to Luva House, the leaders in turning your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof.
So join me Wednesday nights for Driving with Dixon. Only on $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
He's got his hoodie up and his head down, scrolling through his feed while strolling across the road. He's testing his luck and his new headphones. Then suddenly, he's testing your brakes too. Stop and take time to ensure your car stops in time and the brakes are all you hit. Let Automasters test your brakes before someone else does. Call 1300 Automasters.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. For a limited time, they're giving away a free $50 cyber safety voucher that you can use towards any cybersecurity product. Use your voucher for the Norton 360 Premium, a 1-year subscription for one device, or the Trend Micro Device Security Pro. The best part? You can get either of these premium cybersecurity products for $0 with the voucher. It's more important than ever to safeguard your digital life, whether you're browsing the web, shopping online, or accessing your favourite social media platforms. Protect yourself and your devices with industry-leading cybersecurity solutions. Hurry, this fantastic deal ends on August 17th. Take control of your online safety today by visiting Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
G'day everyone, Cornsey here. Now, I know a great team and I see one, and the South Australian hydraulic team I rate the highest is BL Shipway. I've known them for a long time. David Shipway is one of the best blokes you'll ever meet. BL Shipway, they've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953 with brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Enerpac, Hydac, Oilpath, EasyFit and many more. And if you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, the South Australian team you can count on.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. On time, on budget, on the job.
Or a plumber or electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
My new guy just gets why listening's important.
Hi, Anita.
Morning.
Ready for your hearing check?
Because our stores are run by local audiology professionals, they put your care first, which can make them rather popular. Specsavers, your care is our business.
Her mum's on the phone while she's on her skates.
Careful, honey. Don't get too close to the road. Wait, stop!
Let Automasters test your brakes before someone else does. Call 1300 Automasters.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes to 6. Western Hospital provide the type of care you deserve. Visit westernhospital.com.au. Timmy, a bit of an injury report from both our Crows and Port Adelaide fronts.
Correct. Wait, Port Adelaide, Darcy Byrne-Jones, well, they reckon the protocols will probably be okay, and he may be available this week for selection in the showdown, so that's good news. Orazio Fantasia was a late withdrawal. We knew that on Sunday in the game Port Sturt, so bit of quad tightness. He'll be assessed throughout the week. And in good news, Bryn Teakle made a comeback. I watched him play at Alberton, and he got the moon boot off and played, so that was good. Charlie Dixon, Horn Francis, Trent McKenzie all returned from injury over the weekend, and should be no concerns for selection this week. So there you go.
Fantastic. Just before we get to
now,
your calls,
I've got Crows as well.
Oh, you do have the Crows?
You remember those? You remember the Crows, don't you?
Hey,
just hang
come
in there,
on,
mate.
Timmy.
Right?
Round 20.
We're trying to move the show on
for him, and he didn't even let me do the Crows. Rory Laird, shoulder,
Should
saying test, but should play. Zach Taylor still that foot. He's
sadly.
I don't know if he'll play again this one.
He'd be playing now if he was fit.
Without doubt he would have gone. Same with Andrew McPherson. He's had a bad quad. He's still another 3 weeks. Isaac Rankin, of course, that's going to be 3 to 4 weeks with that hammy.
Damn it.
Nick Murray, tragic knee.
Mars.
Tom Duday as well with a knee. So a couple of nasty ones there for Western Hospital. No private health insurance. Need a procedure? Western Hospital can provide you with a competitive quote.
We know about an hour and a half ago, Willie Rioli's tribunal hearing began. It is still going. The AFL have been arguing, they say the strike could have caused a dislocated or broken jaw.
Oh, please.
Wow.
What an open hand.
Yeah, the Port Adelaide are comparing Rioli's strike to a couple of other incidents graded as medium or low impact, saying Rioli's isn't as bad as either of those. So
the AFL's job isn't to sink a player. No. What in God's name is that King's Council doing? They sink players. That is. If I was the advocate for Rioli, I'd go bloody hard at that. That's a disgrace to say that. Hello, Lindsay at Kadina. I'm not meant to get my voice high.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, how you going? Look, you wanted to know, or you're debating about what's wrong with the Crows, whether it's coaching, whether it's this, whether it's that. But go back and look and say, well, when was the last gun player that the Crows actually selected in the draft? Not recruited, but selected in the draft, like number 12, number whatever. They've had all the opportunities under the sun, but I really don't see any Rosies, Butters, Dersmers, Palpeppers, Bergmans, Williams. I don't see any of them there, but Port got. Now, I'm not saying some of these players are not okay, but go back and have a look at the numbers of what they were selected, who was selected after them, and they've sadly missed the ball there.
Yeah. Lindsay, I think every club can look at missed opportunity, but some clubs have more missed opportunity than others, and I'm putting the Crows in that category, basically. I mean, the big one's Fisher Mackesy, and everyone tells you, he was pick six, you get pick six. Where's Fisher Mackesy? He's doing some sort of raking. Well, there you go. I mean, pick six, give me a spell. I think anyone can pick a cherry off a tree. Dawson and Rankin were always coming back to the Crows. For me, it's about retention, Lindsay, and it's about attraction. And in the last whatever years, led by the list management there, it's been poor. I'm sorry, but it has.
Yep. Okay,
end of story.
Let's go to Smithers. G'day, Smithers. You went to the World Cup, mate?
Yeah, Timmy, went last night. Before I get on to that, Rowey, good to hear you're on the mend, mate. So
getting better, mate. I'm a bit soft, apparently.
Were you, Smithers, were you dressed like Carmen Miranda? Was that the one I saw? Was that you?
No, I had a Liverpool top on, actually.
Who's Carmen Miranda?
Oh, she was a very good performer in the 60s. Used to wear a lot of fruit in her hat and all
I do remember
that?
her now, yeah.
With the maracas.
There you go.
There was definitely plenty of that there, plenty of flair, so it was a great night.
That would have been awesome.
Just actually one part of the night which was quite intriguing, about 75th minute, the Brazilian crowd went nuts, and I was like, said to my daughter, who's sitting right next to me now, like, what's going on? And you could have sworn that Michael Jordan was about to come on the pitch. And Marta, yeah, number 10. I looked her up, and she's won World Player of the Year 6 times. And
she's been to 6 World Cups. That's her 6th World Cup.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Not bad to come off the bench. They can win at Brazil.
I'll tell you what, she would be a good sub in the AFL because she had an instant impact. So,
Smithers, you're right. The quality I saw with that Brazilian game, and I watched most of it, I watched all the Matildas because I wasn't healthy. All you do is sit and watch the telly. The Matildas were awful. Have you spoken? Brazil would have beaten Matildas 15-0.
You know,
they were awful.
Rowey, I reckon it was that game that they need to get out of the system where
they won.
Overawed. Yep. All the rest of it, they were...
Yeah, Sam Kerr out, all that.
I felt like they got out of jail. They can now settle down a bit.
But, Timmy, so Thursday night...
They missed a lot of passes.
God, they were awful. They need to pick their game
up.
They will. Thank you, Smithers. Hello, John.
Hi, Steve and Tim. Yeah, the game on Saturday night, I think the umpiring's gone backwards a bit. There's a lot of throwing going on and guys flopping. There's supposed to be 4 umpires out there. They're just not. They seem to not picking things up. You know, like that Marshall throw to Evans resulted in a goal in a tight game. It's just not on. These guys should be fine.
We've got 4. We've got 4 umpires for that, John.
Gee, Colin would throw the ball.
4.
Yeah, that's why we did that, though, didn't we? We brought that in so that sort of thing would be picked up.
Yeah, and then. The other night, the Richmond game, there was a couple of throws in there as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Players are throwing now more than ever.
I've got a solution. Let's get another 6 umps out there.
Oh, that's a good solution.
Or 4 then. Let's get
I'll
number
look
2.
into it. I'll look into it.
Okay.
Let's go to Craig. G'day, Craig.
G'day, boys. Rowey, I think I've got you on this. I've just been watching the 93 grand final with the Eagles and Norwood.
Oh, wow.
Now, at the 23-minute mark in the second quarter, now you always go on about not giving opposition players a go and not being their mates, not helping them. You gave Simon Neve in a stoppage. You gave him a double pat on the back as if he was your mate, and you were down 8 goals. And it just struck me as being at odds with your current position on.
Well, Craig, I would need to see that. Now, I played with Nevey, good mate of mine. Actually, we just talked about him the other.
Just were.
We were, weren't we?
Because me and him billeted together when
Now,
we were.
he was a back pocketer, left Nord to play at the Eagles.
That's right.
I had 4 or 5 years with Nipper. Went to his 21st. He's a mate. I'm calling you. I'm calling that bullcrap.
Oh,
there is no way.
It's at the 23-minute mark of the 93 grand final. You can look it up.
Which quarter?
I mean, it'll be a hard look
Second.
for you because you lose the game by 15 goals. It won't be a pleasant watch.
So is that the second quarter, Craig?
I'm going to look that up, Craig.
Just before time on in the second quarter, mate.
All right.
On the wing, grandstand side. Rowey gives him a pat after a stoppage, and I think I had a tear in my eye when I watched it.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm going to Craig. They're fighting words, son.
No,
you better be correct.
I watched it twice just to be sure.
No. You better be correct. I'm going home tonight to. What do you do? You Zoom that? What do you do? YouTube it?
YouTube it.
All right. We'll get our producer to do it in the ad break.
We've
We'll ring you
got
back.
the 6 o'clock news coming up. Perfect opportunity.
23-minute mark. That'll be easy to find.
I'm looking forward to this.
Well done,
It
Craig.
is 2 minutes
Then
to
they're
6.
fighting words,
We're going to
tell
do
you.
that. Keenan Ramsey from the Roosters after this.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
Best thing that ever happened to us recently, we changed banks.
How long did that take you?
Oh, I don't know, I aged years in between the process starting and
How
stopping.
many times did you sign your name?
Informing Adelaide.
In the process, the credit card changed over and I started getting these notifications from companies going, your direct debit hasn't worked, your subscription to this is... And I'm thinking, what? I think I had that 15 years ago. I've always been paying for...
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
A shock absorber, CV joint, or maybe a bearing kit. It may seem like just a four-wheel drive part, but open it up and you'll find so much more. Each terrain tamer four-wheel drive part is the culmination of 50 years of experience. Every break, every lesson, every setback far from home strengthens everything we do. So when you break down miles from home and you drag out our number, you'll know you're in safe hands. That's the terrain tamer connection, and it comes free with every part.
I like to call it a passion. I can be sitting relaxing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. Back then, wasn't worried about me though. In the gym, trying to work on my free throw. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in.
The new Kia Seltos. That's what's poppin'. And yeah, it's got options. The new Kia Seltos. The word is out.
Brand new whip, just hopped in.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Hold the doors! Hold the doors!
Oh. Next train, 50 minutes.
Oh, shut up. Wait, there's a KFC. $3.95 Go Buckets? Shut up and take my money!
Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight, sunny tomorrow and 17. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Fire has caused $150,000 damage to a house at Elizabeth Downs. Nicole Bradley from the MFS says they were called to Fortress Street just before 1 this afternoon.
On arrival, crews found smoke and flames exiting the front room of the property. Crews from 5 appliances and 1 command vehicle extinguished the fire within approximately 15 minutes. Smoke alarms were working in the property and all occupants had safely evacuated before MFS arrival.
The cause was combustibles left too close to a heater. Dramatic scenes at the Sir Samuel Way building today. A woman accused of murdering her own parents by poisoning them suffered a diabetic episode just before she was due to front the Supreme Court. The 62-year-old collapsed in the cells. She was then transferred to the RA, handcuffed and chained to the stretcher. She's pushing for home detention bail on the grounds prison staff are not meeting her health needs. A decision will be made on Friday. A report into mental health services in SA has found 19,000 people in need are falling through the cracks. The report, commissioned by the former Liberal government, was completed 5 months ago but has only now been released. The opposition's Penny Pratt says the government should have made it a priority.
I think it's reckless of the government to have received this completed report back in February and to have missed an opportunity to provide funding in the state budget when they knew back then it would have been around $125 million gap.
2 Australian stores are merging their operations. Wesfarmers announcing they plan to fold Target into Kmart to create a $10 billion retail giant. Retail expert Gary Mortimer says shoppers are unlikely to notice the difference, with the changes happening at a corporate level.
They're going to just simply streamline a lot of the duplicated roles within those 2 businesses. So rather than having 2 managing directors, they'll have 1 managing director, they'll have 1 leadership team, 1 management team, 1 buying merchandise team. So the redundancies that are spoken of won't happen at store level, they'll happen further up the management chain.
Scammers are turning their focus to loyalty programs. Consumers receive a text message or email warning points are expiring and are then provided a link to log in. The ACCC's Katrina Lowe says one victim was directed to a fake frequent flyer webpage, then sent to the scam site.
His login details were lost, access was gained to his account, and his Qantas frequent flyer points were converted into a Woolworths gift card.
Royal Lifesaving Australia is using World Drowning Prevention Day to highlight the importance of water safety. Landmarks across the country will turn blue tonight to remember the estimated 236,000 people worldwide lost to drowning each year. Spokesperson Belinda Lawton says drownings can happen anywhere, not just at the beach.
They're drowning in rivers, in dams, at waterfalls, all those kind of locations. And particularly we know that on farms there are risks around dams and other areas that can't be easily fenced off, and we know that young children particularly wander off into those and unfortunately they drown.
Now turning to 5AA sport, and the AFL Tribunal is deliberating in the Willie Rioli case. Port is fighting the 2-match ban over a striking charge. Crows veteran Taylor Walker will play on next season, signing a 1-year deal. The 33-year-old is in arguably career-best form, currently sitting second on the Coleman Medal leaderboard.
Literally thought this was going to be my last year at the start of the year. I was telling my wife that it was, and she was pretty much laughing at me, saying I've been saying that for the last 3 or 4 years, but to be able to come and perform, that was my biggest worry.
Mason Redman is staying at Essendon. He has signed a new 5-year deal with the Bombers. And at the Women's World Cup today, Colombia defeated Korea 2-0 and the Philippines beat New Zealand 1-0. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Felixstowe, there's a crash, Payneham Road near Avenue Road. South Brighton, crash there too, Brighton Road near Seacombe Road. Another collision, this one's at Paraka, Bridge Road near Wright Road. Busy Anzac Highway at Marion Road, slow Brighton Road at Oaklands Road, with a camera tonight, Sheriff's Road at Morford Vale. Get a bargain on everything you need for your next outdoor adventure at the Caravan and Camping Sale this Thursday till Sunday at the Adelaide Showground. Tickets available online or at the gate. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight down to 7, sunny tomorrow 17, showers increasing Thursday 18, back to 17 on Friday with a shower or 2. Right now it's 12 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. While others do their news from Melbourne, 9 News is made in Adelaide for Adelaide. Weeknights at 5.
First in Adelaide's 9 News at 5.
Nightly at 6.
And the unprecedented police operation.
We go to some breaking news now, and crews are right now at the scene.
And that's why the switch is on to 9 News.
Disney and Cameron McIntosh's Mary Poppins is now playing at the Festival Theatre for a limited season. And audiences are absolutely raving. Spellbinding, unforgettable, jaw-dropping. And the Adelaide Advertiser hailed it a breathtaking super spectacle. Final tickets are selling fast. Book now at Ticketek.
For a limited time, get 20% off lenses and selected brands at OPSM. Shop the latest range and choose from brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley and Prada. Hurry, offer ends this Sunday. Brand exclusions and further T's and C's apply. OPSM, all about your eyes.
Get ready to indulge in the ultimate travel experience at Phil Hoffman Travel's inaugural Luxury Day, Sunday the 6th of August from 10am till 3pm at the magnificent Ayers House. Speak to our luxury experts and operators, enjoy exclusive offers, win incredible prizes and discover the world's most exclusive and luxurious travel styles and destinations with canapes and champagne. Register your place at pht.com.au.
I was quite sporty as a kid, but always had trouble with my crunchy knees. And then one day the right knee completely locked. My GP advised me to see a surgeon, so I went on the internet and thankfully found the Joint Replacement Clinic, who explained I needed total knee replacement. That was the bad news. But because of my medical insurance, there was no gap, not a single expense. And with the new knee, I'm swinging the old clubs again.
Ask your GP or visit thejointreplacementclinic.com.au. Renewing mobility, restoring life.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It is 7 minutes after 6 on this Tuesday evening. Ned McHenry's fishing show coming up at 6:30, and we're going to cross to Michelle Escobar shortly. She was at the Highmarsh Stadium last night for the FIFA Women's World Cup. There's lots to update there, but last night an amazing atmosphere between Brazil and Panama.
Look forward to that. Now, we're going to get Keenan Ramsey on from North Adelaide.
Yes.
Gun.
Correct.
But before that, I need an on-air formal apology from a listener who pretty much, I don't know, what would you call it?
Well, he...
accusation?
Well, he accused you of actually patting a opponent on the back in the 93 grand final.
Yeah. His name is Craig. You there, Craig?
I'm there, mate.
You owe me an on-air formal apology. Timmy and I drummed it up on YouTube, and I did not pat Simon Neve on the back in a contest on the wing.
He was on the ground. He had the ball. It was a stoppage on the wing.
Yep.
And you gave him a double pat on the
Timmy,
side of his...
Timmy, please.
Okay, Craig, we went to the video, and if you watch and do it very slowly, Stephen has his left hand on Simon Neve's
pushed
back.
him into the ground.
And then, if you watch, there's a left hand comes behind Rowey and pats him on the back. That hand is not Stephen's.
Well, look, if you intentionally driven him into the ground, then I apologise.
Craig.
well done, Craig.
You're lucky because my lawyer was just about ready to ring you. Thanks, mate.
No, that's why we love our football.
Yeah,
spot on, Craig. There's a unique home-style foods donut here for you, mate. Well, beautiful. No, I tell you what, cracking game on the weekend. I covered it for Channel 7. It was Norwood v North. North Adelaide had to win it. They had to win it to keep their final five contention alive, and they did it very well, and this man was a star. Keenan Ramsey, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, mate, gee, it was a tough battle, wasn't it? There wasn't much in it all day.
It was. It seems every time we play Norwood, the heavens decide to open. So it was a slog. They're playing a lot better than the start of the year, and their probably win-loss ratio doesn't do them justice. We knew, like you guys just said, that we needed to win to keep in the hunt, and to the credit of the boys, we got challenged there in the last quarter and come away with a win, which was great.
And the way the ladder is, I mean, you're equal on points with Central District. You both got 7 wins, 7 losses. But what separates you, you're 46.8%, they're 46.7%. It is so close.
It is, and I think it's a credit to the competition as well. There isn't much from first to last. We've seen Glenelg go top of the table, only just beat West Adelaide on the weekend. So, on any particular day, any team can win.
And you got the Bays this week too, which is at Prospect on Sunday at 2:10. And the thing about you guys, you've had a lot of players out, all at different periods of time, including yourself. That was your comeback game, and you played very well. But you've had Young out, you've had Moore out, Campbell Coombe out. You're starting to get all of them back together. If you can get a nice little run into finals, you'd be pretty scary come September.
Yeah, it has been a little bit frustrating, I guess, with the amount of injuries we've had this year. I think if you look at last year, majority of the core older group, we all played every single game of the year. And then obviously with the result last grand final, we come back in super form. I think our trial form speaks for itself, how well we were travelling, and we probably were travelling too well. And you get a few little injuries, and when it rains, it pours, it seems. You get one injury, turns into two, turns into three. But, yeah, injuries particularly to the older, more senior guys. It's been a bit frustrating, but hopefully we can put that behind us and focus on these next 4 games and get into some really good form and hopefully consolidate a spot into the finals, and then who knows.
Yeah, you're right. I think if you got it all together, you can have injuries if you got 2 in the forwards, 2 in the backs, 2 in the midfields. Your engine room's been decimated. But like you said, Maury's back for his second game. He gets it together. One bloke I want to talk about, Mitch Harvey, played his, 113th consecutive game. He has been a warrior, Keenan, hasn't he?
He has. Halves, he's as old as the furniture, and I think he will never retire. He'll be the club trying to say, come on, mate, your time's up. It's a credit to him. I know he cops a little bit of flack from a few of the opposition supporter groups, but he has a crack. He's a super teammate, and, love playing with him.
He played state footy with you this year, mate. So, again, I thought his battle with Harry Boyd was outstanding.
Yeah, they're probably the 2 premier ruckmen we've got in the competition, and it was great for them both to play in a state game. I think it's great credit to Halves. He's been playing exceptionally well. Probably doesn't get the credit outside the 4 walls as much as he does inside the footy club, but he's a huge part of, I guess, our team and where we want to go at the end of this year.
Your senior players, we know who they are and how well they can play. I was impressed with a couple of names that perhaps haven't played a lot of footy. Gowers, Jack McCann, I thought those 2 were really good on the weekend.
Yeah, they both played exceptionally well. Will Gowers had a little bit of hamstring trouble last year, which saw him do it a couple of times, so he probably didn't get the consistency that he would have liked. Like the majority of the group had a great summer and come back flying, and has really, I guess, puts together a few good games in the wing there. Another one, Jack McCann, local product from Flinders Park, come out, had a crack, been in our system for 3 or 4 years now, and I guess with the injuries happening, these guys get a look in and they play well, and it's competition for spots, which is great.
Only 4 games left. Doesn't the season fly?
It's unreal.
It does. It seems the older you get, the quicker the year goes. And look, it's been frustrating from my personal point of view. Thought I come back in great shape, and then to get the opportunity to get again playing the state game, which is a huge honour. Then halfway through the third quarter, do a groin, and then to re-injure it a few weeks later. It's been a little bit frustrating, but it's been a great experience on the side, working with a few of the coaches and sort of being able to put a different hat on game day. And then I think that's been able to help when I came back on the weekend, sort of just to keep a bit calmer. I can get a little bit frustrated at times, particularly playing in the forward line. So it's good to get that, I guess, other hat on and experience from another point of view.
Well done. How's Treaders been for your footy?
He's been super. Worked closely with us forward line group. I think if you look at our group in the forward line, I'm probably the one that's played the most, and we get quite young pretty quickly. So he's been really good in terms of body work, taking our time in terms of goal kicking, really having a routine and putting yourself under pressure at training. So then when you come out to game day, it's just like you've done it 100 times throughout the week. So he's been great. We've got a lot of good coaches as well. Jimmy Allen, 3-time Maghera medalist. Mitch Clisby played obviously with him a little bit, AFL as well. And then Phil Smythe, who's been super for us leadership group. So we've got a really good balance of coaches, and hopefully we can get all the boys back on the park like we spoke about just before and really push for finals.
Yeah, well, you've got a cracking run home. It's a beauty. You've got the Bays at home, Eagles away, then you've got Centrals who are right there with you at home, and Sturt at home. So 3 out of the 4 at home, mate. Wish you all the best in that run, and we'll see you at finals time.
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, big things happening at Prospect with the new pavilion and all that over the summer, so it'd be great to see as many people out there as possible, and hopefully it'd be great to win all 4, but as I said, the competition's so tough, and as long as we're competitive, it'll be a great spectacle.
Brilliant. Keenan Ramsey, our guest, outstanding centre-half forward for North Adelaide, and played a great game on the weekend. They'll need him in that run home because they're playing a couple of the top teams there, but those games at home, and like you said, the new setup at the Prospect Oval is fantastic, and it's got an excellent little area, great decking, so if you haven't been there, get down there and watch the footy.
You can win from 5th. They get it together.
They have. They did it in 2018, and Keenan was a part of that.
There you go.
Been there, done that, he said.
They are dangerous. They are building.
Yeah. 17 after 6, just before we get to the break, an interesting story that's come out of the Advertiser in the last couple of minutes. A legal showdown has erupted over the iconic photograph at the centre of the showdown rivalry between the Crows and Port Adelaide. We know that the Variety SA Shield they play for has the 2 Bond brothers on it. Well, unfortunately, the brothers have threatened court action over the unauthorised use of their image on the showdown shield. Greg Griffin, who's representing them both, wrote to the clubs early this month seeking a meeting to discuss the claim, stating they did not authorise their use of the image. They're seeking a formal agreement and payment for past and ongoing use of their image rights. So, fascinating play out there between the 2 clubs and the Bond brothers.
Well, it's iconic. I love those 2 boys. If they're aggrieved and Greg Griffin's in your corner, it's simple. Write a cheque from where I sit.
I'm just trying to think of who owns, because it's not a photo, is it?
It was an image taken by a photographer from the Advertiser.
Yes.
The 2 boys hugging as they walked off the ground.
Too. I know
that's right. The Crows won, and it was in the wet.
Yeah,
and it's
Troy kicks the winner, and Shane standing the mark. I remember, and they came off and hugged each other. I know the image. It's just wow.
So in copyright and that, I think you've got to ask for people's.
Yeah.
Now again, it ties in the Variety SA, the charity,
correct.
it's the children's charity, the Gross charity. So I don't want that to cloud this. But if it's between the 2 clubs,
and who created the shield and the image? Was it the charity, or was it the clubs? Or?
So the brothers did not authorise the use of their image, in the new shield, which they only found out about days before it was basically shown to the world. And been used ever since 2018.
And knowing the 2 boys, they'd be honoured that it's used in that vein. It's got nothing to do with that. But, yeah, if you're going to use someone's image. It's a bit like the girl that designed the Port Adelaide jumper. She got reimbursed for that.
Yep.
So she should.
Lucy Burford, 9-year-old
There
she
you
was.
go.
Yep.
There you go.
It's a classic.
Deserving, absolutely. It's 19 after 6. We're going to talk FIFA Women's World Cup next.
At Felixstowe, there's a crash, Payneham Road near Avenue Road. South Brighton, crash there too, Brighton Road near Seacombe Road. Another collision, this one's at FIVEAA Bridge Road near Wright Road. Busy Anzac Highway at Marion Road, slow Brighton Road at Oaklands Road, with a camera tonight, Sheriff's Road at Morford Vale. Get a bargain on everything you need for your next outdoor adventure at the Caravan and Camping Sale this Thursday till Sunday at the Adelaide Showground. Tickets available online or at the gate. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Want to win $1,000 for your footy club?
Why not? All season we're looking for Adelaide Footy League sharpshooters to take on 5AA's Kick for Cash.
Across the year, as part of 9 News Live at your club, we'll head out to a bunch of clubs, give some lucky kickers the chance to play for the cash.
And if they can slot one into our wheelie bin, they'll score their club a cool $1,000.
So make sure you listen to us from 4 p.m. weeknights to find out where we are heading each Thursday night.
Looking for your footy fix? Then get out and support your local team in the Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy.
The all-new 2.5-litre Nissan X-Trail has been awarded the 2023 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium SUV. And with Nissan Future Value Business Plus, a new fleet finance solution for small to medium businesses, you can drive the award-winning Nissan X-Trail ST for competitive weekly repayments that include the cost of scheduled servicing for the loan term. Visit nissan.com.au/business plus or contact your local Nissan dealer. Approved ABN registered small to medium fleet applicants of Nissan Financial Services. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who's one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi.
Hello, Lee.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae, and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
Are you happy to recommend Arbor Vitae? And what would you tell our listeners about this product?
Absolutely. And I'd say to them that I felt my pain reside after the second bottle. So if you do try it and don't feel any changes from the first bottle, stick with it. It's also got a great berry-like flavour, which makes it easy to consume.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Remember, for more information, visit arborvitae.com.au. And remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use. Stocked in chemists and health food stores all over Adelaide.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles checked and locked prices are more than 20% below market prices every day of the year. Yes, National Tiles are dedicated to helping our clients save money on their tiles every day of the year. Come in store or online now and see for yourself. Proof of National Tiles checked and locked prices on many of our most popular tiles at 20% below market prices every day of the year. So rush into National Tiles now and save.
I was just doing my job. I didn't think I'd get injured.
The doctor said it was a routine procedure? Right.
The car came out of nowhere and it smashed right into us.
At DBH Lawyers, we're here to listen to your story. Our team of local South Australian lawyers will help you navigate the law and find the best way forward. We're with you. We're for you. We're DBH Lawyers. dbh.com.au.
G'day, it's Rory Sloane. When you buy a Leader computer, you're buying a computer made in Adelaide. You're dealing with people that live in Adelaide. And when it comes to servicing or support, it all happens in Adelaide. Not overseas, not interstate. Leader don't have to send anything off for repair. They take care of everything here. So grow your business and get behind a Leader. Leader Computers, find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes after 6. What an amazing sight at Adelaide. High Marsh last night.
Unbelievable. Our first FIFA World Cup game. It was really well done, and Panama took on Brazil. It was a night of colour and excitement. And from Optus Sport, we got Michelle Escobar. Tell us all about it, Michelle. What did you think?
Hi, guys. Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I felt like I wasn't even in Australia, the sort of scenes that we were seeing. It was the Brazilians and the Panamanian fans. They just brought this extra flavour to Adelaide.
And 4-0, I mean, it was a big result for Brazil, but it was more about the colour, the atmosphere. I think they even closed off part of Port Road to allow the fans to come through.
Yeah, that's right. There were about 2,000 Brazilian fans who marched through the city. Now, I don't know Adelaide very well, but I know that, it was in the, on the way to the stadium, and when they were approaching the stadium, that's when you could hear, the drums and them singing, and they were at the front of the stadium for a good maybe hour before the game, and they were just dancing away, and everyone was loving it. And there was also the Panama fans and dancers, so it was really just party vibes.
It was indeed. We had one of the news reporters cross to us and couldn't be heard because of the noise of the music and the drums
loud.
and whatnot. It was quite amazing. Hey, the game itself, though, Brazil dominated, and it was just actually clinical to watch. It was like cross finish. It just kept going.
Yeah, exactly. And it was fantastic to see from Ari Borges, who got a hat-trick on her World Cup debut. So that's literally what dreams are made of. And the flair, the skill that Brazil put on is just, it's fantastic to watch. And also being treated to Marta, who's the greatest women's footballer ever. The crowd were loving every of it. They were cheering her on from the moment her shin pads and socks on. It was just great to see.
Well, Michelle, we actually had a caller ring through and say they went last night and they heard this almighty roar at the 75th minute and they thought, what's going on? And, of course, it was Marta coming on. And I don't think a lot of people know, 6 times World Cup player. That is staggering. 6.
Yeah, it's incredible. She's been around for so long, literally since I can remember, and it's going to be sad because this is her last World Cup, and if she scores, she would have scored the most World Cups for a man or woman. So she's just always broken records, and she could continue to break records, which I'm sure she's going to.
And the Australians, of course, Thursday night take on Nigeria, so you'd expect them to get that one away as well?
Yeah, hopefully so. But you can't underestimate Nigeria.
Did well against Canada.
Yeah. And, with Nigeria, they're African champions. I think they've won it 8 times, the Africa Cup of Nations. So, yeah, it's going to be tough against Nigeria and then Canada. But with that win over Ireland, the Matildas are looking very good at the moment. It's just a matter of time to see when Sam Kerr is back, hopefully soon.
Excellent. No worries at all. Well, hopefully we'll speak to you before this World Cup ends, Michelle. Thank you very much for your time.
Hopefully so. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Michelle Escobar, Optus Sport reporter, of course, covering all of the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Definitely. And also, 82230055, thought it'd be generous here late in the show. If you want to head along to the Caravan Camping Show, I've just been handed a family pass to give away.
Very
so
nice.
Let's just do that. This Thursday to Sunday, Adelaide Showgrounds, 4-day event, fantastic Caravan Camping Show. Get to it.
Well, we've got Ned McHenry's fishing show after this for TJM, but before that, we'll go to Nan. Johnny?
How are you, boys?
Hey, John.
You do a great job.
Oh, what? Which one of us?
So that's
very nice. Thanks.
Both of you. Anyway, hey, look, boys, I've got to say, I'm disappointed in the Bond brothers. You know, anybody else or any of us would absolutely be bursting with pride that our image was on that trophy. Or whatever it is. And, you know, you're talking about the Variety Club. I mean, it's a charity for children. I mean, look at Chris McDermott. Look at all sorts of other people who give their time freely for charities. And these guys, they don't do anything. Just sit there, let their image be used. I mean, no one's asked them to do anything. I think it's in very, very poor taste. In fact, I can't believe it.
Yeah, thanks, John. We're going to do a bit more investigating into the story and just find out, just where it came from and who's actually being, what would you say, who's going to write the cheque?
Well, it's got lawyers' fingertips written all over it for me.
Oh, it's out of my realm of
but if the
pay structure, that's for sure.
Well, you know the boys.
But absolutely. Absolutely.
They are just the best.
No, their parents very well. Dave and Deb, they're lovely. But Jeez, I've just gone blank.
That's
now.
okay. They're a great family, and it is surprising that this has come out.
Bobby. Yeah.
It's 29 after 6. We have to say goodbye early tonight.
All right, bye.
Well done, Rowey. Got through first night.
Well, you're going to make it
I've been
tomorrow or
told
not?
to keep it short. Well, if I'm not on tomorrow, sack me.
Stop talking.
Neddy's next.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
Totally park the umpiring issue. You go around in circles and you can find any little moment in a game where you can argue the toss. I reckon the bigger issue, though, the bias issue in the